It's it's pretty bad.
Hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, so we're grailing and we're also discussing the RoW server, right?
Yep.
With us we have I don't know, I cannot pronounce.
That's me.
That's
I would
me.
call it Eradriel.
Right, yeah. But yeah, which I'm gathering some how do you say this? Incriminating evidence. No.
Okay, look, that's a little bit accusatory here. Like
Yeah, no,
Gunslinger was a
but
mess to begin with. I was
he's
not
helping
expecting
us.
perfection.
You're
on-
helping us to achieve a better game state. Right?
Yes.
That's a very good way of saying it, right?
Yes, or at least I'm trying to. I hope I'm being
I mean,
helpful.
that makes sense. At least I think so.
Yeah.
So lay it on me. How bad is it? Like, I honestly,
so
I mean, here's the thing, right? So before you start, let me just say, outside of a couple of skills, I changed the mechanics. On most skills, only had number changes to them, so they must have been borked since before.
there's a fair chance for a lot of these, yes.
Right.
Like,
Because I assume this would be more brought to the surface, because with me changing them to be more useful or better, people are not actually trying them or using them and seeing their issues, right? Like that's sort of what I think might be the case.
yes, I've been trying to be pretty comprehensive with my testing, and like beforehand at least I was only really using like 1 or 2 weapon types at a time, and there's skills for 5, so like there's a lot of stuff that I just had not really used before.
So we're terrorizing the entire game now. So Blizzard released a patch on Diablo 2 yesterday or the day before, when the latest ladder reset was, right? And this supposedly addressed how heralds behave, and they will actually drop loot now. So it's actually worth to terrorize entire zones rather than just doing one thing every time over and over again. So we're gonna try it and see if they actually addressed it or if it's still garbage, right? So that's let me just test the chat. Chat works fine. And fucking okay. Yeah, you can start laying it on me whenever you want. Like I'm, you know.
Okay. So I've mentioned a couple things already in DMs, things that were like more abusable than other things. I don't know if you
I
want
feel like
those
the one thing that you mentioned to me that is abusable, let's not mention this on stream.
Okay.
And just
that's the issue that came back, right?
what do you mean?
I'm trying to be vague here, just to like make
I'm just
sure
saying
that we're
that
talking
thing
about this.
is, if something is extremely abusable and needs urgent fixes, I would rather not draw attention to it, so just write
Yes.
it to me in private then. Now, if it's just a bug where a skill isn't working or underperforming, we can discuss it here just fine. I don't have an issue with that. I just don't want to draw attention to stuff that might be super exploitable, and then people might hear it on stream. And I'm not saying people will do this, but I'm also just saying it's a better to not.
Yeah, it's good procedure to not like
Yeah.
mention things that could be exploited. I understand that.
So just send those to me in private, but anything else, feel free to tell me, like if something isn't working or isn't performing the way it should, or, you know.
Okay, so I'll just re-DM you the 3 ones which are more abusable.
3?
I assume it's...
I thought it was 1!
So I sent you the one like last night, and then I sent the screenshot related to that one this morning.
Yeah, no,
I
I did
assume
see
that's
that.
the one.
I mean, that's 1, but
Yeah, I assume that's the one you don't want brought up.
Yes, preferably.
So the other ones beforehand had to do with hidden card and something that wasn't consuming any AP.
Oh, yeah, no, I did see that one as well. Yeah, that's also small. There's no reason to really pull attention to that either. I will be fixing that for Monday, so that's not really
Okay.
Yeah, it is sort of abusable at the moment, but I am aware of it, so I'm not saying leave it as is. I'm just, you know, I will fix it as soon as I can. It's a fairly easy fix, at least for one of them. Okay, 2 slots same way Bloodborne. But yeah, we're basically we've terrorized the whole game now. As you can see here, it's like Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the way that heralds work is that when you spawn them, the next one you spawn will be stronger and have better loot, all the way up to 5. Now, we tested this in the beginning of the Grail, and it was absolute garbage because Blizzard nerfed it into the ground, making them essentially... Oh, we're getting the first one. Making them essentially a harder monster that didn't provide any actual loot whatsoever, which is a super fun mechanic. I'm super grateful for that. That was fun. And apparently they have now supposedly fixed this, so we're gonna, you know, try. Like, we're gonna see if we can trigger the 5th one and see if we actually... Because we tested this last time, and I think I killed maybe between 50 and 100 of the level 5 ones. Didn't get a single decent item, which is insane. Like, there's just no point in doing it at that moment, right? But it's a typical Blizzard. When they released it, it was super broken, and then they fixed it, quotation marks, and they completely ruined its usefulness whatsoever. Like, it's 0 to 100 to a 0. It's just balancing is apparently super difficult. Instead of it's dropping a bit too much, they went with, okay, let's just remove its drop table, basically. And now they've supposedly put it back, or slightly put it back, because people fighting a monster for 10 minutes and not getting a single drop isn't really that fun. Like, it was extremely unrewarding, because the monsters could literally one-shot you, because they're supposed to be super strong mini-bosses, and they literally never dropped a single item. It's just... okay, Blizzard, fun times, right? So we're going through each act now, and killing all the super uniques, and killing as many normal mobs as we can, to try and trigger as many heralds as possible, to see if the changes to the drop table has actually... You know, if it's worth doing at this point, or if it's just a waste of time still. So that's sort of what I'm doing today, on top of chatting about all the shit I broke in the latest RoW patch.
Let's say that, like, only partial blame for breaking stuff. A lot of this was probably already broken and just never.
The thing is, though, most skills didn't get any changes outside of numbers. So that's the thing. If their mechanics are broken, not to shift blame or to, you know, not say, oh, I didn't do that, but realistically speaking, 90% of the skills only got number changes. So if their numbers are wrong, okay. But if they have mechanic issues, I didn't touch the mechanics for most of them. So they must have been borked already then, they just weren't used. Like,
yeah,
now,
it's been a mix so far. I haven't really gotten
maybe the ones I did change,
testing.
Like, I did change the mechanics on, like, what, 2 or 3 skills, I think, right? I might have fucked those up, and that's, you know, that's fair if that's the case, right? But... you know, then that's gonna have to be on those. I just don't think the other ones, unless they were just broken before, realistically speaking. Which, you know, that's possible. That's very possible, especially on a class barely anybody plays, and even less people play some of the weapons that are possibly supposedly useful now. Like,
it should be a lot better overall in terms of what's useful, yes. Mostly because
that was the idea.
Like,
whether I succeeded in that or not, that's a different story. But, you know, that was the plan. That was the plan I went in with.
In terms of late game things being usable, I'd say it wasn't even the gunslinger, like, patch that made them more usable. I'd say it was the battle cooldown patch, which made things like grenade launcher and shotgun with abysmally bad attack speed. Like, you can actually spam them at a comparable rate to other skills now, so... anyways, that's not really what I'm talking about today, though.
But sorry, go on. So tell me, what is borked? Tell me the borked stuff.
Okay. I can send you my notes now if you want to be able to follow along, or I can just send that afterwards as sort of like
I mean, just send it afterwards, since I'm kind of just
Okay.
chilling and killing, so you can just talk to me about it, and then you can send me the list later when I'm actually gulagging again, just to make sure I don't forget stuff. I'm just curious what actually is wrong, because from the sounds of it, it's a lot.
I've found a whole lot, yes. The first one is Desperado. Just doesn't work at all now. Like,
Real?
it takes mana and bullets and it goes on cooldown, but it does not deal any damage.
Well, at least it's
Like,
not meta
I'm not
anymore.
even yeah, I'm not even saying it does like terrible damage. It
No,
just
it literally
does not inflict
it
damage.
fires without triggering damage at all.
Yes.
Yeah, that is obviously, that is on me. I did change that mechanic because before it was doing this random 1 to 10 bullet thing, remember?
Yep.
And I wanted to remove that RNG, but I think I might have. It's probably honestly 90% sure it's a typo somewhere. Like that's probably.
It's likely. Yeah, it was weird beforehand too. Like it didn't even quite match up with the tooltip. It was saying that it hits 1 to 10 times randomly, but it hits 10 times, but the number of targets it hits is somewhere between 1 and 10.
Yeah, no, it was just a bit.
strange.
It was insanely OP for a level 1.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, not level 1. For a first job skill that you could spam that could crit. Like it was insane.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, breaking
it's
it
good that it got
completely,
nerfed.
That wasn't really the idea.
Yes. It's good it got nerfed. The current bug is maybe a bit too much a nerf.
Really?
Given that it does
Completely
nothing,
unusable.
But, yep. So yeah, that's the first
Technically,
one.
it solved the problem of people only spamming the skill though. This is such a
I
Blizzard
mean,
fix,
you're
though.
technically
Like,
correct, yes.
This is the typical like Blizzard addressing an issue. We just completely broke the skill and now it's not usable at all. See? It's no
Yep.
longer OP, which technically is true.
Yeah, you fixed it. Good job.
I mean, we had that back in WoW when they were fixing an overpowered swipe on druids, and it ended up actually not really doing anything at all. It just didn't have scaling at all, so at max level you basically tickle the mobs. They're like, oh, we addressed the issue. Yeah, you just removed any form of scaling from it. Fantastic. Very, very cool. Do the same damage on level 5 when you go to skill as on level 70 with full epic gear. Seems reasonable. Yeah. Anyway, please go on. It was just came to mind when you said about the whole yeah, anyway.
Yep.
Go.
Okay. Sorry, just adjusting my note.
Adjustments. That's
okay.
the word we're using though, right?
Sure, yes.
Adjustments.
So the next one is the Snake Eyes range boost. It doesn't seem to have been correctly applied to a lot of the skills. Like things should be like all the same range at this point, right? Where you have it's gonna be like 19
so the way
or
it
something.
should work is that it should be Snake Eyes plus weapon range. So if the weapon has 7 cells and Snake Eye gives you 10, you should have 17, for example.
Okay, I think
And honestly, I'm gonna
gun-based
be honest
ranges
and
were
say
all
this
the
here.
same.
I do think that I'm gonna have to, like, I did want to save this for later, but since if that's an issue anyway, I might as well get around to doing it. I wanted to change it so pistols have the lowest range. Shotgun or pistols would have the lowest range, and then rifle would have the longest range, for example, right? Like,
Okay.
because that makes sense. And grenade launcher would have, bigger AoEs, stuff like that, right? To give each gun its own unique, right? Because pistols having the same range as a rifle feels kind of, like, why would you use a rifle then? Like,
It's whatever is done with that. I'd be interested to see what happens. The
I'm
one thing I
still
would caution
trying
is
to figure out a way to solve the whole gun type dilemma. Like,
it's just got problems inherent to it that
I mean, we did
need to
discuss this,
be-
and I told you
yeah,
my thoughts
have.
on it. Like,
we don't really need to
unrealistically-
get back into this.
Unrealistically, there would be cool things I want to do, but that doesn't work. So we have to figure out something.
Yes. If you do change like base weapon ranges for the different ones, I would just say make sure that is like information that is available somewhere, because I suspect that that's not really the most
I would
intuitive
probably
thing.
write it on the weapons themselves. Then I think that's probably I would probably do like a range column on revolvers, on grenade launcher, on shotgun, whatever. Because we have
Yeah.
the tooltips that says weapon range, but people don't really know what the fuck weapon range is. Like, there is no way to get this information realistically.
Yes, I would say either put it on literally every weapon, like every gun, I guess, or you could just put it into Snake Eyes if it's like a general all shotguns are this range, all rifles
That is
are
a
this
cool
range.
idea, actually. Like Snake Eyes, and then you can see like revolvers have 8, shotguns have 5, or whatever, right? Like
Yeah, like just
base
to
range.
keep
We
it
can
all
name it
organized.
weapon base range or something.
Yes. Anyways, getting back to the original point, it's there's a lot of inconsistency. Some skills seem to still have plenty of range, but other ones are like next to nothing. I suspect that when Snake Eyes got changed, something like either things weren't updated to account for the new Snake Eyes level, or just something along those lines.
I feel
Ranges
like that's
are
probably what happened, because the way I have to set it up manually, and here's where this gets really annoying. So I have to give a skill minus range, okay, just hear me out, for this to work. So Snake Eyes adds 10, okay? And then the different weapons currently do have different ranges, which is a case, well, is the case. However, a skill has to have a base range, and it can range anywhere from minus 200 to plus 200, basically. So it's probably a mismatch with this number in the skill database, where the minus is set to a value, and even after you apply Snake Eyes and the weapon range, it doesn't add up to what it should do. That is probably what happened. That's gonna be my best guess. Like, so, which is pretty easy fixable though. It's frustrating to try and deal with, but it's not a hard fix. An annoying fix, yes, but it's not hard. At least these are like fixes I can pretty easily apply, which is, you know, nice.
Yes. So it's all over the place, even within like the same weapon and the same class.
But it sounds like
example,
this is like many of these issues seems to be stemming from the same problem.
From Snake Eyes, presumably, yes.
Yeah. So it's not like there's 10 million bugs. It might be the same bug in 10 million places.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just making note of the fact that like within Gunslinger, 2 shotgun skills that, at least according to the tooltip, are just saying weapon and Snake Eyes. Like even between those 2 skills, there's a difference in range of like
that doesn't
3
sound
or
right.
4 tiles.
Like that sounds really weird. I mean, because all shotguns, so you set a weapon range in the database for items as well. Like an item gets, you can set its stats, its slot, and its range. So did you test this with the same weapon just to make sure? Like,
Yeah, I'm at the Prontera dummy right now.
oh, okay. So you use the same shotgun with 2 different skills, and they gave you 2 different ranges. Yeah, that is not right. Unless and they both say Snake Eyes plus weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's wrong then. That's 100% wrong. Like that's okay.
Yeah,
but
one
again, this is a range
seems to be like
issue
10
that
range,
seems
one seems to be 5. So
5 range.
Yeah.
Wow, that's almost
yeah, a lot
melee
of these
range.
skills have you running like into just melee range essentially.
I mean, I guess, I feel like I'm gonna do something for shotguns where the closer you are to the target, the more damage you deal, because you slug shot, and if you hit the same target, if I stand in front of you with a shotgun and shoot you in the stomach.
Yes, yeah, more pellets hit.
Exactly, so that makes sense, right? Like I feel like that's a pretty good thing to do.
This does seem more like rework territory, so farther
It is,
off,
but if I'm fixing ranges anyway, I might as well get into this. Like, it's not gonna be perfect, but I feel like I am too afraid to make changes unless I'm gonna be able to do the whole change instantly perfectly. I need to realize it's going to be messy slightly at some point. Like, not saying I'm a perfectionist, but like, I kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna do this when I'm doing the whole thing, or I'm just like, it's sort of, I tend to make it into this, okay, then they get everything at once, instead of just trying to change things when the issue comes up, right? Like,
Yep. Shall I get on to the next thing then?
Please.
Single action, it's 4 points now that does hit and attack speed, and was also referenced by one of the Gunslinger Shadows. It seems to be adding way more attack speed than I assume is intended.
Is that the one
like
that
it
should add
is-
20%?
It says 20%. Yes, it seems to be like much more than that.
Maybe it's
I'm
accidentally
just
set to
basing this.
20% per skill level.
It's so
How
somewhere
much does your
around there.
attack
I
speed
think
jump?
so.
Is this a new item?
It's some-
It is. Cool. Alright, go on.
It's somewhere around that, I think. I'm not sure if it's 20% exactly, because at least looking at
I mean,
the
formula
two
is
other
fucked, we know
skills.
this.
Well,
Like-
no, yes, but comparing it to Gatling Fever or Last Stand, which both at least say 20% and seem to be, at least in quick tests, looking at my attack speed as I use them, they seem to be adding the same amount, and the amount that maxed single action gives is like 3.5 times as effective.
I mean, the thing is, so plus percent attack speed has this ridiculous formula where the more you stack, the worse it gets unless you hit 100%. It's such a weird fucking formula. Like, whoever designed it should be fired, because it's not intuitive at all. It's like, so the first 20-30% is super strong, and then it falls off, and then it falls off, and then it gets a bit stronger, then it falls off massively, and then you're in god mode. Like that, it's like this up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, like...
Yeah, like I had reskilled and like checked with just a couple points, and 2 points of single action was giving more than a Gatling Fever or a Last Stand buff.
Yeah, no, that's...
They're supposed to be 20%, and single action level 2 is supposed to be 10%, so like... something is going on with the attack.
I might have been tired, and instead of just writing plus 20%, and maybe I assumed it was like, and then I wrote plus 20% per skill level. Like, you know, it's possible. Also, on a side note, guys, it seems the heralds are dropping items now. This is kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
The terrorizing thing you had mentioned before, I think, because you had gotten a cow level that did it, right? Had
Yeah,
that
so
cow level also
basically,
not been
when
giving
you-
extra stuff?
So when you kill mobs in a terrorized zone, it has a chance to spawn a herald. Heralds are like super mini bosses, and for each herald you spawn, they get stronger, up to 5. Okay, so it's like there's 5 different ones, and for each one you kill in the same game, a stronger one spawns. But when it was new, once you hit level 5, it was super OP, and it just showered everybody with loot. And then Blizzard was like, this is too strong. And then they nerfed it into the ground, so even level 5s didn't drop anything at all. And now they've supposedly brought back some loot to it, and that's what I'm testing. We're currently only at tier 3 or 4, so we're not at 5 yet. But I've already seen them actually drop loot, which is nice. Before it was you killed tier 5 and you got literally nothing. Like, there was no loot at all. It's like they didn't even have a loot table anymore. It's kind of stupid. Like... Because you have to spend so much time in the same game, farming and killing, to get to the level 5 one. Because once you hit 5, the next one will always be 5 until you change game. It's to encourage people to stay in one game instead of the normal Diablo 2 loop was make a new game, kill a boss, make a new game. And they wanted to try and push people out of this type of gameplay loop by rewarding people for staying in the same game, basically.
Yep,
So-
seems reasonable.
I
and
guess it's
I'm
good for
glad
their
that
servers
new
as
chain-
well. Like,
Probably, yeah. Not needing to make and
I remember there was this thing called like Realm Down, or like the server you got queued because like there was too many bots and people making new games every 20 seconds basically.
Yep.
Because the game stayed active for a short period after you left the game and made a new one. You could have multiple games belonging to the same character in the database, and I'm assuming on a small scale it's not a big deal, but when you have, say, Battle.net with 50,000 people doing this at the same time, I would assume that this kind of eats up performance and a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah. Like, needing to create new game sessions and destroy them all the time has got to be somewhat taxing for the servers.
Yeah, exactly, right? And then that's not even mentioning before they're auto-destroyed, because there was a time when you could literally, if I made a game, killed Andario, left the game, made a new game, I could still enter the previous game because that was still active on the servers. Like, I don't know how long they stayed active, but you could probably have 2 or 3 games up. I mean, that will eat.
Yep.
Like,
that's absolutely extra server utilization.
Also, I would imagine that caused things like dupe exploits and stuff like that too, I would imagine. Like, when there's multiple instances of the same character owning multiple games, like, I know there was some, like, exploits people were using to lag out servers could cause dupes. I've never personally done it, but I know there were people who did it. Because you could, I don't know how familiar you are with the game, but Necro, they have a skill called Bone Wall, where they summon this massive white wall in the middle of the game. Now, this on its own isn't a problem, but if you fill the entire screen with this and have a few mobs in this and you start nuking it with skills, the game starts lagging horribly. And if you have, say, 8 Necromancers in the same game doing this, it will eventually crash the game and disconnect everybody. Now, if you do this between the time you threw out an item and somebody else picked it up, and the server auto-saved your character, you could end up with 2 instances of this item. Because one of them would be your own that you had before, and one of them will be the new one that you threw out on the ground. Because SQL saving the data is not done instantaneously for every single character. I guess it queues it up or something like that.
Yep. So were the bone walls just like confusing the pathfinding to such a state that it just kept looking for a solution and couldn't? And
I don't know the exact specifics. I do know that what ended up happening is because when you spammed skills on the bone wall, it would start acting as if it should take damage, but it couldn't take damage. And then it's like the game just literally didn't know what to do and ended up being like, yeah, I'm out. Like, it's...
Yep.
So I assume this, on top of the heavy load that this would require of many of them doing this at the same time, would cause this to... There was also an overflow exploit in your stash. When they pushed Diablo 2 Resurrected, they increased stash size, but they didn't allocate enough memory to it, apparently, or something. So if you had enough high memory usage items in the stash, it would overflow. And then it would start causing dupes. Because there was too much... Sort of like our storage issue we had for a while. We didn't get dupes, but people crashed when they tried to open their storage. Because the packet was too large. And people duped the shit out of this. Because they would literally make a trade and then crash their character, and then the character would revert to previous pre-trade, but the item... Yeah. So there was a lot of exploit going on with this. Which, you know, the game is old and all that, but I completely... Oh my god, it's cow level. Alright, fuck it, we're balling. Okay. Fuck it, we ball. Shit, do I even have a leg? F. I don't have to go and get one. No. We've gotten a lot... Ooh. No, that's 210. That's not enough. We need 220 for that to be. 4 sockets, 30 all resistance? No, max is 45. We're high-lifing it here. If it's not max, I'm not interested. Look at me being all, what's the word? Like high society, you know? Hi, Happy Molly.
Bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie, Nina.
Yeah. It's
only
sort of
accepts the most quality of wares.
If it's not max quality, I don't want it. I can't. Welcome to the stream, Molly. How's your evening going? Or whatever time it is for you. Get the... Oh yeah, we have a pretty sick... Like, we have Tristram right next to us here. You can continue, by the way, if you want to continue with the... Go sidetrack with this.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Cal level stuff required focus, so I
No,
was...
no, no. They have no skills whatsoever. They're super easy, so I don't like. They just walk towards you and die. They're very simple to kill.
Okay. Then I guess quick detour from Gunslinger stuff specifically. The patch was like I thought that it was supposed to change the magic variance thing to work with more than just weapon and refinement.
It
Like
was
magic
supposed
attack
to
sources.
include all of your stuff, yes.
It did not do that.
Of course. Well, I'm just saying it was supposed to. That was the idea, because we already had it not doing it. So pushing a patch
Yep.
to not do it is kind of redundant.
Yeah, it seems like there's been no change, I think.
Okay. I will have to. Like, I assume this is all in the aforementioned document.
Yeah, like, I mean it's just a notepad.txt.
I'm not expecting you to write
but-
like an official document. I'm just saying I assume it was in the notes you're writing.
Yeah, it's in there. There is also, I wasn't actually sure. I saw that on the wiki a number of details got fixed. Was concentration from bonus points. Was that supposed to also have been fixed, or is that still on
That
the
should be
docket?
1 out of 6 now. Like that is I updated the wiki and I fixed
Yes,
it in the source. So that
The
should
wiki
be 1
was
out of 6.
updated. In game, it still doesn't seem to be giving any mana usage reduction.
Really? Well, that's
Correct, yeah. Okay, so back to Gunslinger stuff. Were the various sources that were giving flat damage before, had those been supposed to change to, like, actual attack, or are those still...
No, they
all
should
just-
be like there was some of them giving this bullshit mastery attack, which is absolutely useless.
Yeah, that's
and
what
that
I'm
was
referring to.
changed. So that should be giving a proper amount of damage now. Again,
So,
should be.
Gatling Fever does not seem to have had any change on that. It seems to still be doing mastery attack.
Interesting, because I removed the code for that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't get it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But at this point, you know, it's. I trust your tests. I'm just confused as to why that happened.
Yeah, given some of the things that I'm seeing that were supposed to be changed, I'm wondering if somehow, like, changes got accidentally overwritten or didn't get pushed, or just
Oh my god,
something
unique
didn't...
item. Sorry, this is a new unique item. It's a Warlock offhand. Blasphemous Compendium. This is Ars Tor Balos. Doesn't that mean, like, Bale's ass?
I couldn't say.
It sounds like it would mean that. It's a new item regardless. I don't know if it's any good, but it sounds like a very weird thing to name something. But,
I mean, here's hoping it's good.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't know if it is, because, you know, many times things look amazing and then they're just dog shit. But yeah, no, that should have been corrected. Like, that literally should have been corrected. Changing these things from mastery attack, because I remember these lines specifically that were listing them under mastery attack, which is that flat bullshit that nobody wants.
Yes.
Which, I mean, okay, look, mastery attack is super great when you're level 5. It's just...
Yeah, no, it was decent before renewal, and then renewal happened, and it's like, okay, well, damage numbers are just too big now.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Like, with mastery attack, in pre-renewal, if you hit for maybe between 600 and 1,000, getting 50 to 70 extra damage per hit, that's you know, that matters. Yep. That makes a difference. Now, when you're hitting in the millions, 50 extra damage is like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you get 100 flat damage, and if you're lucky, it's like maybe 1%.
It's like the old concentration for Runites. It basically, so it gave you Endure when you used it, which was great. But it reduced your defense by 50%, and it gave you plus 50 flat attack on your auto attacks. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's garbage. Like, is Rune Knight, is that 3rd or 4th class?
That is third. That's what makes it funny.
Yep. Yep.
No, this was a Lord Knight skill. Sorry, Lord Knight skill. So this was a trans class skill. It wasn't a Rune Knight skill. I mean, it's still garbage in renewal, but you know, just for the sake of being correct, this was what's it called?
Pre-renewal, it would have been somewhat okay, maybe, but the defense hit is still gigantic. But yeah, post-renewal, it's just. Yeah.
I mean, yes, you got Endure, okay, which on official is a really, really nice thing because that means you can move without feeling like you're being, you know. It's still shit. Like, it's still trash.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have next is Fling. Still isn't working. It looks like it's
I don't
just
think I touched that skill at all.
Okay, well, it wasn't working beforehand, and it's still not working.
Yeah, but if you look at patch notes, was Fling mentioned at all? I don't think it was.
I'll double check.
If it was, maybe it was a tooltip update, but I'm pretty sure I didn't touch the actual code for that skill at all.
I don't see mention of it, though.
Because that is like the first skill in their tree, so it should have been at the very top of Gunslingers.
I mean, it's like halfway through the tree, but...
No, I mean, like, ID-wise, it's actually their first one.
Oh, okay.
For whatever insane reason, but I'm just saying, it's like the first one in the array of their skills, basically.
Okay, well, it wasn't working before, it's still not working. I think beforehand it was 1 to 5 coins, and now it seems to just always be 5 coins. Like, if you have fewer than 5 coins, it just isn't working. And I think that's new, but also it's been broken a while, so maybe it happened somehow in the last, like, 2 months or something, and I just haven't been using the skill because it's broken, so...
I thought the skill was pretty useless in general.
It's like, when it works, because of the fact that it works on MVPs, and because of the fact that you have the Gunslinger Shadows, which are giving defense ignore for normal mobs, basically just...
Right now they're shit, I guess.
Well, okay, yeah, right now with the skill levels not having any adjustments to account for it. But at least how things worked beforehand was you had 60% from the shadows, but that was normal class only, so you needed it for bosses. And then Fling essentially was able to step in and be 50% for bosses, so it meant that you essentially just had 50% all the time, which 50% defense ignore is great.
I mean, yeah, like that's gonna be a huge damage increase.
So it was absolutely a useful skill beforehand.
Okay. Again, my lack of playing this class is kind of showing its face, and I've never said that otherwise. I blatantly said I don't know this class very well, so there's no hidden things here, as some people like to point out. I don't know the class. Like, that is 100% the case. I knew Desperado was OP as fuck. Like, that's what I knew about the class.
Desperado was a very glaring issue, yes.
Now it's also still a glaring issue, just in another way.
Yeah, in the opposite direction, I guess.
I did a blizzard. I went from 0 to 100 to 0.
It's only a blizzard if it continues being an issue for far longer than it should. If it gets
I'll fix that.
If it gets corrected quickly, then like I think
in my
fine.
defense, I would say I like to think I'm pretty quick with bug fixes. I would like to think so, at least. If I can fix it. I mean, sometimes it is hard to fix stuff, right? Like, that's sometimes things are harder to fix than one would think. But
I
overall,
would say mostly yes. There's definitely some like bug reports which I've made like months ago that have just fallen through the cracks, it seems, but that seems less like a like you trying to fix it and not being quick enough, and more of a like just
drowning in things to do.
Your attention is elsewhere. So
it's unfortunately,
I think when you're focusing on things, you're pretty quick to fix stuff. I will try to fix
just about everything as soon as I can, but certain things are really hard to fix, and certain things I might have tried multiple times. Oh, this is a new item as well, Mavina's Icy Clutch. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use translate here. I need to know what is actually Rs for Balos. means it doesn't mean anything. Well, that sucks. I thought it would. Oh well, whatever. But it is a new item. Chance to cast Decrepify when struck. Fuck yeah. Okay, so what does this give? +2 to demon skills, +2 to consume, +2 to blood boil, +2 to engorge. Okay, so this is literally a offhand for summoning warlocks. Now, is this better than what we had? This is absolutely a fuck ton better than what we... Okay, it has like 4 times the defense. We could physical damage received. Okay, I'm wearing this. Like 10% less damage received from physical overall. Yeah, I'm wearing this. Like that. And Decrepify when you take damage. I don't know if you know Decrepify, Rodrigo.
I don't know.
It's basically an amplified damage with a built-in massive slow in an area. So if something hits you, there's a chance to auto-cast this on the area of targets that are hitting you. So they will take a massive amount of more damage, like 70 or 80%, and they'll be slowed by 40 or 50%. Pretty insane for a defensive cast. 15% chance.
That sounds
as well.
pretty good.
Yeah! And it gives life based on levels. It has 141 extra life. And you know, to cheese this even more, we're gonna use the socketing quest from Larsok, okay? Add sockets to this shit. So it gets 1 socket, which isn't, you know, super fantastic, but it's something. And then we're gonna smack in a perfect diamond, which is all resist 19. This is some good shit now. This is the good stuff. Okay, fuck this yellow item I had here. Okay, I lost a little bit of resistance, but I'm still overcapped on all of them. I gained +4 to many skills, +2 to all demon skills, 10% less physical damage taken, 141 extra life, and a chance to cast this insane thing when I take damage. Honestly, that is pretty pog. Like, that is some good shit right there. I'm very happy with that upgrade. Like it. And it's a new item on the Grail too, so, you know, 2 for 1. Like, fuck yeah. Like, a new item and a huge upgrade? I don't think you can ask for more in that context, honestly. Like, it's... for 1 drop, that is insanely good. Cow King gave us this, by the way. He also gave us this charm, +1 mana, which... Well, okay, that's not so great. But he gave us this item, so, you know, that's cool. I will forgive him for only... Here's some fun trivia, by the way. The first time you kill the Cow King in Diablo 2, he will drop 8 stamina potions, which are white, to resemble milk. And it's a hidden quest that people refer to as milking the Cow King, which has a lot of really bizarre implications. Considering the Cow King...
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's apparently hidden in the game files. It's not displayed publicly, but somebody found it when they were data mining, whatever the hell they were doing, right? Like why? Why? Blizzard, why? I mean, understand.
As long as the quest is called Milking the Cow King and not Milking the Bull King, I think that, you know, you can say it's ambiguous enough and then stop thinking about it any further, hopefully.
I don't see why this was even put into the game in the first place. Like, what was the purpose? Here's the thing, like, so each act has 6 quests, except for Act 4 that has 3. So this is not even an actual quest in the game. Wait, why is there no music? What happened? Okay, it was just very low. It's just one of these side quests that I'm guessing one of the developers was bored and he just put it in there, like, because nobody will ever see it anyway. I guess. I assumed this was the thought process, like, look at me being all edgy, like...
I mean, I don't begrudge devs for having a little bit of whimsy here and there.
Trust me, the amount of... I get it, okay? I get it. That's the only reason I can think of that this would, like, actually... I don't know if you've ever seen, like, many other games have a lot of hidden developer shit in them. Like, anything
Easter
from...
eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Anything from Doom to World of Warcraft, even. There's a room in Orgrimmar in the middle of a rock in Orgrimmar that has some, like, hard metal artwork inside of it for no reason. Like, just, like, hard rock metal, you know, like, music metal music artwork for no reason inside the rock. Like it's just there,
Yeah.
but
I mean, hey, devs get bored sometimes too.
I nobody knows this better than me, okay? Like I know
Oh,
it, okay? It's just funny. There's so many things like this. Somebody found a new Easter egg in Doom, or was it Duke Nukem? Like 25, 30 years later, this was randomly discovered. Which makes me wonder what more Easter eggs actually exist that people haven't even found in so many games.
oh, I'm sure they're countless at this point.
Oh yeah, like just imagine how many people work on various products and then they might not be allowed to push things into like player scope, but they can probably put whatever the fuck they want wherever they want as long as it doesn't actually show up, right? Like,
Yep.
I mean, there's so many like unused assets as well. Like, there's a guy on TikTok, I think it's TikTok. He opens World of Warcraft in a map editor. Like, he opens the actual files. And when you see how things are put together, and sometimes there's like random chairs and random, even half new zones that were never finished or put into production, but they were just left there. Like, it's just holy shit. There's so many things like this, and as a dev, sort of, I kind of get it. It's just, it's hard to imagine a big game like World of Warcraft having these in production as well, especially after 20 years. You would think these things would have been removed, right? Like, countless patches over 2 decades, and many of these things are still in there. Like,
As long as the Easter egg doesn't have anything like problematic in it, I don't really see there being any reason to remove this stuff. Like it's just a little bit of a fun thing for the people that somehow find them.
yeah, I just, like I said, to me, it would be more like it draining resources or personal, or it just being cleaned up as time went on. That's sort of my point, right? Like, I don't want them to be deleted. I love Easter eggs. I think they're great. I'm surprised that many of them are still in after 2 decades of expansions and patches. In WoW, I'm talking about WoW now, but I'm sure in many other games too. It's just, it's not weird. It's just unexpected, maybe.
I don't know. I don't really see why any of it would need to be removed. Like any sort of impact on performance is gonna be minimal for stuff like a room inside of a rock in Ogrimmar filled with metal, so
I mean, this is true. I'm just surprised that it wasn't, ruined, quotation mark ruined by we need to streamline and clean up this blah blah blah, like that type of mentality, right?
I'm sure they've got higher priority stuff that actually has a larger impact on performance than like having an extra room and a bunch of assets inside of it. Like, assuming the assets aren't things that are like requiring more than you would otherwise expect. Like, as long as it's not like filled with 4K textures and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't
I'm
think
sure it's
it
fine.
actually drags down performance in a way that matters. I'm just pleasantly surprised it got to stay. Like, it's not hate for me whatsoever. I'm pleasantly surprised that the whimsy gets to stay. Like, that's the...
Yep.
Because I would expect in corporate world where greed is king, if it doesn't generate money, it has to go, basically. Like, that's the...
So in general, I would agree. It's just that also spending time to remove the stuff that doesn't
Costs
generate money, exactly, it costs money. So if they're not getting money from taking it out, then what's the point?
Okay, I can see what you're saying. So realistically, it might actually only get to stay because they what's it called?
Because
it gets
they
to
have
stay because it will
other
cost the money to
financial
remove
priorities
it.
elsewhere.
Right? Yeah. No, I can see what you're saying. Oh, dude, I just figured something out. My offhand was giving me one of my good skills. I don't have it anymore now. Ah, fuck. This wasn't so good. Well, Well, that's... I mean, I have lethargy, I guess. I full up. How are you doing today, Percival? But yeah, I guess you're right. It's more a point of a there is no money to be made from removing it, so.
Yep. Right. Continuing on. One of the things that you did change, I think, crowd control shot, used to be single target. It seems like it's supposed to be like AoE now with a 3-cell splash. It's still single target.
Okay. But that is on me though. I probably forgot a addition somewhere.
Possibly.
Again, stuff like that I will take responsibility for, because that is obviously caused by me if I try to change a skill and I fail. But like I said, some of them might have been broken way before that. Like that is honestly just playing another game. Oh, what are you playing? You're not FOMOing out the mouth then? Because there's some people who, since I put that event in yesterday, it's the Rift all over again. Like, it's just... Oh god.
I've been meaning to get in there myself, but I've been hard at work trying to figure out gunslinger stuff. Next up, Full Blast. I don't know if it had a blind effect on it beforehand.
Full Blast used to blind you, by the way. That's what it's like officially does.
That's
not even kidding.
That's really funny.
I made it so it blinds targets, or that was the intent anyway?
Yes, it is causing blind, but I'm not sure, like, is it supposed to be a 100% chance to cause blind, or...
I believe it was based on skill level, was it? Wait, what did I just sell to the NPC?
I was not looking, I could not say.
What did I just sell? I think I sold one of my charms.
Is there a buyback?
No! There isn't!
Oh no.
F! Oh god. Can somebody rewind the stream and see what I sold? Was it a key or was it a charm? If it was a key, we're Gucci. If it was a charm, well, fuck.
Where was it in the inventory?
It was right, but it was on the left of the torch. Like just below the 3 keys, there should have been an item or 2.
Okay, your model is blocking it. I don't think rewinding the stream is gonna help.
Oh well. Oh, rip game, it was a good run.
Depending on where it was, a cup.
Okay, cool. Cool. I used to play that game a bit. I stopped, not because the game was bad, I just couldn't afford the sub. And then I just never really got back into it.
Depending on where exactly it was below the keys, like
There's
tiny portion of it might have been...
But...
Yeah, like it would have been largely obscured by the model. If you were leaning left or right a little bit, it might have been more or less visible.
Oh. I'll just have to hope it wasn't something too good. Rip.
Right. Do you know if Full Blast was supposed to be 100% blind chance at max level?
I can actually check that right now.
Basically, all I can say is it's not blinding 100% of the time. It doesn't list anything about what the blind chance is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be 100%, all I can say is it's not 100%.
Ring of Charge Bolt is when you said the sentence, so nothing good. Well, no, it wasn't the ring that I was selling. I'm pretty sure I sold a charm. That is, I'm pretty sure, but I mean, if you're sure, that's great news. Like, I was like, no, my charms. But yeah, Full Blast, I remember setting it so it should be 100% for a couple of seconds. Now, keep in mind, there's a reason this might not be doing what it's supposed to be, because if I set it to be 100% chance to blind for 3 seconds, now if a target has, say, 50% reduction, it will be 1.5 seconds, which will basically be nothing because it will just vanish super quick, right? So depending on where you tested this, it would have to
I
be
was
tested
testing it
against
in
something...
Banquet, but I was just judging it off of if I heard the sound effect for something getting blinded.
Okay. Because in Banquet, they're literally like, what, the highest levels?
Yeah, they're like, well, Banquet, not Opera House.
Yeah, okay, but they're 200
so they're like
plus.
210-ish. Yeah,
that
like
means
they're
they
pretty
have
high level.
400 in a stat. No, 200 in a stat for normal mobs, which means they need like 600 to be immune. So if it was supposed to be 3 seconds, they probably cut it down to 2, unless... Yeah, but I'll look into it, but it should be working even if it's a very short amount of time. You should have heard the blinding even if it goes away instantly.
They have,
I think it's 200.
well, they got
It's
107
1 per level.
of every stat. No, it's 1 per 2 levels for regular mobs.
Right, okay, so then they would have a bit over 100 in each stat, right?
Yeah, 107.
Yeah, and they need 450 to be immune, so they basically have like less than 30% reduction.
Do mobs use a different, like, do they only get 1/3 value
Yes.
for resist from... Okay.
And oh, a new item! Set mirrored boots. Hello! It wasn't even from the Herald. Okay. Okay, the Herald didn't drop anything, but one of his homies did. Alright, okay. Alright, let's see what these are.
Seems like terrorized maps are working out well for you now.
Oh, they are. Okay, this is a new item. Horizon's Legacy. Magic resist and cannot be frozen. I've never seen magic resist on an item before. That's... Okay. That's interesting. I mean, there's barely any mobs doing magic damage, but it's a cool thing to see, I guess. I don't know. It's just I've never actually seen it because it's not really useful. Magic damage is mostly dealt by players. So I guess for PvP purpose? I don't know. For Grailing, it's rather... But no, we're doing well. We've gotten a couple of new items already on the Grail today. And I got a huge upgrade, and I potentially sold a charm to the NPC. Like, but, you know, otherwise, we're doing pretty well. Circling back to what you're saying, though, with RO, you should have heard the blind effect, even considering they don't have 100%
like the duration
immunity.
is the only thing. Yeah.
So, chances are it's not even applying. They aren't immune, and like I said, they would need 450 to,
Yeah, I was hearing it
reduce it by
sometimes, but
100%.
not all the time. So if it's supposed to be 100%, then it isn't 100%.
I remember thinking, like, okay, so what if when you use full blast in people's faces with a shotgun that is fairly low range, you will blind them for a couple of seconds? See, this was my thought process, right? And that makes sense to me. You fire up a huge shot with, I don't know, sand or whatever, fuck if I know. And then it will blind them for a couple of seconds. That was the, you know, that was the thought process, basically.
Yep.
Which made sense, you know. Unlike the official
seems
that
fine
blinds
enough.
you for whatever fucking reason.
We don't talk about official. They make questionable choices there.
Blind yourself with the shotgun shit. Alright. Yes. I will not pretend to know what they're thinking because... But yes, they push this for reasons.
Yes. Next up, piercing shot. I think you had said it was supposed to only be like a 1 wide line, right?
That was the intent. Is it too wide?
It seems like it's wider than just the 1 tile line.
Is it possibly 1 on each side as well?
I think it's 1 on each side as well.
Yeah, I think because I set it to splash 1, but that actually means it splashes on 1 side, like because it's 1 cell on it. Yeah. Maybe I did change. Actually, I think what I did. Yeah, no, I because 1 line is still very low, so maybe I changed my mind on that and edited it to be 1 on each for the lowest level one, and then a bit higher on the higher level one. Because there's 2 skills with this type of mechanic now, right?
Yep.
Penetration or
piercing.
whatever.
piercing shot, and I think absolute penetration.
That's what it's called. I just, their skill names are so... Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, okay, so, I mean, honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing, because one line with RO jank, we discussed this as well, that's gonna be really hard to hit, I guess.
Yeah, it's very difficult to use well. Okay, then I will make a note.
I think we can
one.
keep that on one splash, honestly. I think that would be fine. Because just one line is just way too harsh.
Okay. Does this mean that absolute penetration is probably like a 2 wide?
Yeah, I think so. It should have 2. That's probably a good idea. Like,
okay.
I feel like that would make it better, like, because it's a higher level skill, so it should have more, right? Like, you know, that's...
Yep.
It's sort of like a natural upgrade or something.
Yeah. Okay, next up is disarm. It doesn't seem to be applying a debuff at all. Like, I was using it on things and watching damage, and I didn't see any noticeable damage decrease. It should be 25%, so it should have been like fairly noticeable.
Oh, you mean when you use it on mobs, it should reduce their damage, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it's supposed to reduce attack by 25%.
It should reduce their total attack by 25% if you successfully disarm. Now, that's the thing as well. Disarm is not 100% because it's based on your dex, your base level, where it has the same formula as strip, I'm pretty sure. So it's your dex and your base level and skill level used versus target's base level and target's dex, or something like that.
So I had used it a fair amount because I wasn't sure about the success rate. Like, I used it like 3 or 4 times on, I think it was 4 brutal murderers that were attacking me, and just kept watching damage. I didn't notice any difference. It might have just been an RNG sort of situation. Maybe the chance
it's worth looking into if you're, again, if your tests conclude that it didn't do anything per se.
My tests, I wasn't able to notice any difference, but it is also an RNG dependent situation, so I might have just gotten like
but it's also
unlucky.
You know, I've kind of learned to trust your you're more right than not. So it's sort of like I tend to take stuff like that into consideration. Like, if you were like right once in 100, I would probably be like, okay, I'll check it, but if you're right 99 out of 100, then I'm like, I get more confident that I messed up in the code or there is a problem in the code rather than you just being wrong.
Yeah, if I was working with a 1% success rate, then at that point, don't even listen to me.
But yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where, depending on track records, like, it's a thing. And that doesn't mean you're gonna always be right just because you've been right a lot, but I feel like you have kind of earned the type of...
I've got a reputation at this point.
Yeah, so... Especially when you spend real money to try things on VIP, that is... the dedication is real.
Okay, you say real money, but it's just Sunny, because, you know, just Valk coins can be bought for Sunny.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I didn't know how you acquired your Valk coins, so I just assumed. But yeah, still...
It's just been Sunny.
You're still investing stuff you've earned in-game to try for bugs. Like, that is admirable, if nothing else.
Thank you. Next up is Bullseye. I don't know if it is working at all, or if it's still using.
Is this the one with the coma, or is that another one?
This is the one with the coma, which you had changed
so
to 5% according to the tooltip.
Yeah, right. So
officially it's 0.1%.
Yeah, not just that, but officially it only works on demi-human and Dorams. Officially.
Yep.
I removed this check, and I set it to 5%, 10%. I can't remember what I set it to.
Yes, I used it a few hundred times and didn't get coma a single time. Again, this could just be RNG, but a few hundred times at 5%, it's probably not.
I feel like that's come to think of it, what if it was the other way around? What if I removed it? You know what? I just realized something. What if it wasn't that it only worked on Dorans and players, but it works on everything except these, and I removed the check, so now it doesn't work on anything. Like, that is very... Ooh, a new item. That is actually a very likely possibility, because this not working in PvP would make sense.
Yep.
So I might have actually fucked the skill by removing that check, thinking I was doing the Lord's work, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm helping.
even in PvP, in official, if you're working with a 0.1% coma chance, I don't think that's something you try and rely on.
I know, but I mean, it would make
but...
sense that it didn't work in PvP.
It makes sense it's a concern. I just don't think the chance is something where that concern was even warranted to begin with in official.
I mean...
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that might be a thing that happened, because if it doesn't trigger at all now, I might have removed the check thinking it would now hit everything, and instead it hits nothing. Like, because it was a not true check instead of a true check, you know? Like, it was a...
Yes.
So that is very possible if I was tired or stressed, right? Which would explain why you're finding your findings, rather. Not
yes.
Your findings.
I mean, a bunch of this is probably just pre-existing stuff, but yeah, there is some stuff here with the changed skills.
How dare you insinuate that there's bugs in my flawless code?
Something else I noticed when I was doing Bullseye was, because every single use required a coin and I needed to start using coin flip all the time, coin flip
new item again.
needs...
Fucking hell. Sorry.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see. This is Tomahawk, which is Razor's Edge. It's kind of Pepega, but it's a new item, so take it. And then we also found Balrog Spear, but we already have... It's a Demon's Arch. No, Demon's Arch, sorry. Sorry, go on.
Right, yeah. Coin flip might also need to have its mana cost adjusted a little bit. Like, to get 10 coins with a maxed coin flip, on average you're spending 20% mana cost, and also 20 skills worth, because each one is of a 50% chance. So the mana cost is something to keep an eye on. Again, this is all sort of... I don't know what you plan on doing, or if any action is warranted.
I mean, for now, since
the rich, but at least
mana
the
is going
mana
to be
cost
removed from
flip.
the class completely, I might as well just cut the cost at the moment, or even just temporarily remove the cost from that, because if I want people to engage with it, and since mana will be gone from the class completely, so I feel like that's probably I'll just do that.
Okay.
Because the whole point is, I want people to have systems that they use when they play a character for playstyle, or for, you know, different, like, variety. But the whole point is also, I don't want the systems to feel extremely stacked against you. So, okay, you have to have this, and then, only then can you proceed to kill or deal damage. Like, it gets... When you spend more time preparing to kill than you do to kill... I would say the system isn't that great.
Okay, next is Gunslinger Mine. It doesn't actually say it.
Wait, which one is Gunslinger Mine? It's not
the one that puts a mine on the floor.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, is this does it slow or does it deal damage? It deals damage.
It deals damage. This is
Dark
the
Pit that
Gunslinger.
slows. Sorry, I keep mixing these up. There's so many different. Okay.
Yes. So Gunslinger Mine, the first class skill that just puts a mine on the floor. It doesn't make any mention of it. I don't know if it's vanilla behavior, but it has a knockback effect, and that knockback is inconsistent.
That sounds about right for Oro. That sounds pretty. I'm not saying that's fine, I'm just saying that sounds pretty Oro-esque to me. But yeah, okay, so the knockback works, it's just unreliable or inconsistent, sorry. Inconsistent, fuck yeah. Inconsistent.
Inconsistent would be correct, unless you're getting a little bit whimsical here.
And I was just memeing because I was going to say inconsistent to be funny, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick with it. Like... But yeah, okay. So is it like the knockback is sometimes 2, sometimes 4, sometimes like stuff like that?
The amount seemed to be the same. It was that sometimes it was knocking back and sometimes it wasn't.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay, okay. And
and
this...
I'm not even convinced that the skill is supposed to knock back.
I mean, I'm gonna go with... Okay. I will definitely have to look into this, but I've never used that skill in my life, so I have
Same.
no idea what it's supposed to do. Like, I literally have no clue.
Yeah, I'm basing what it's supposed to do off of the official, at least, and
Considering how it's unchanged
current
by me, it
tooltip.
should be an official state. Like that's
Exactly,
a
yeah.
fair assumption.
And at least looking on like IRO wiki, there's no mention in the notes of like, hey, this has an undocumented knockback or anything. So
To be fair, okay.
I don't know what's going on with it.
To be fair, this happens in RO more than like, you know, this does happen in RO, that there's things that aren't shown in skill descriptions. This is a thing. I'm not saying this is the case for this skill, but this absolutely happens.
I'm quite aware. This is why I'm looking at the IRO wiki, because usually, at least for the earlier classes, they, in the notes that aren't in the tooltip, but like on the wiki notes, they make mention of this sort of thing, and there's no mention in there, so there's nothing leading me to believe that there should be a knockback.
I mean, you're probably right in this case. I'm just saying that is still something that does happen.
Yeah.
More than it should, which should be 0, but RO is also terrible at documentation for their stuff. Like, things get changed and then there's no documentation for these changes whatsoever. Like, this happens more than it should. Again, not saying this is the case, but it is definitely something that does happen. I will take 2 minutes and BRB.
Sure.
I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Retest something real quick. I'm not sure if I was using a certain weapon beforehand. Okay, no. Never mind. I thought there was something with my tests that was incorrect, but I think we're fine. So next up is on to rebellion skills. The rifle obliterator demi-human resistance.
I'm sorry, you're very low. Can you
Sorry, is this better?
Yes, much.
Okay. We're on to rebellion skills now. Obliterator, the rifle skill that does the debuff that makes things take more from demi-humans. It doesn't seem like that debuff is working at all. This one is probably something that was broken beforehand.
Oh yeah, the obliterator, right. We talked about the skill as well.
Yes, the one that makes them take more damage from demi-humans, which I assume generally, like Dorams can't be gunslingers, so yeah, this would just be take more from yourself, and if you're doing party stuff, other players, but I guess not Doram, right? Because they're considered brute?
Here they're considered demi-human.
Oh, okay, then it would.
But
then it should work at least.
Sizes, I just set them to always be, because I don't know, it was kind of weird for them to be brute. I do understand the point of them being brute, but I just don't. I don't. So for PvP purposes as well.
Yeah, I suspect that's the main reason where they wanted sort of the switch up, where people would just where people would have to rely not just on Hydra cards for PvP weapons.
Yeah, the problem is what ends up happening is that Doram can gear against everybody else, but everybody else cannot gear against Doram, or they can gear against everybody else. Like, it becomes extremely tipped in Doram's favor.
Yes. Were Dorams considered medium-sized?
No, they were considered small officially as well, making this even worse.
That's another one too. Yeah, you can't use skeleton workers.
Yeah, it was a very... I mean, if you're gonna do that, then anybody who's mounted should be considered large. I'm just, if you're gonna go that route, okay?
If, we no longer have sizes, so kind of a moot point.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, for official, but they also never really make sense to do whatever the fuck they want for whatever fucking reason, right? Like, it's... Yeah. Whether it makes sense or not, they're like, we're doing this now. Okay.
Yeah, so Obliterator, they're not taking any extra damage. They are still getting the visual indicator, but it also, that visual indicator was quite inconsistent. It seemed to be lasting a random amount of time, and also if the mob left the screen and came back on, then it would also disappear. So
yeah, so the problem with the visual indicators when you leave, it's sort of like, you know how pillars for drops, if something drops on screen, you get a pillar. If you run out and back in, the pillar is gone. This is
okay, so that's the case for debuff indicators too. So priests,
as far as
ratio would do the same.
It should, yeah.
Okay.
There might be a way to fix this with having the effects reapply, like visual reapplies. We don't have the support for this at the moment. I don't think RA supports this natively. That doesn't mean I can't make it though, but I do think right now that is a limitation of how the game works.
Yes.
The pillar
I mean,
thing I would actually
specifically,
love to have because it's annoying
it
as
would be
fuck.
nice.
If you drop a card, now okay, we do have the announcements, so it's not too bad. Like if you see a card that's dropped and you didn't pick it up, okay, it's gonna be here, right? Like,
Yes. I mean, ideally, it would also work for like mobs that pick up loot. When you kill them, you no longer get any pillars for anything that had a pillar that they picked up.
oh,
So,
this is a completely different system and can of worms that I
yeah.
don't even. Because items are actually not dropped when you kill them by somebody who picked them up. They're generated for whatever. I don't know. They just didn't because it doesn't add it to the mob permanent loot table, which makes sense, I guess.
Mhm.
But it creates a temporary loot table for it, sort of like thief bugs or porings, right? Like they.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think how you would. I mean, look, most things are possible in the source code. Okay, like I'm not gonna say it's not possible. It's just that might be trickier. Like that in itself is probably a lot trickier.
Yes. Right. Well, overall, I would say mobs leaving the screen and coming back, like, it's not a high priority thing to have the debuff indicator stick around. The main thing, though, is just the skills debuff indicator was very inconsistent. Sometimes it seemed like it was lasting for, like, more than a minute, and other times it would disappear after, like, 10 seconds.
That
So,
is weird.
I don't know what was going on with it.
Because there's no native resistances against stuff like that as far as I know, so that should have just been the same no matter what target it's on. Like there's no
Yes,
level
and
resist, there's no stats to reduce that, nothing.
yep. And regardless of whether the indicator is there or not, there just wasn't a damage impact from using the skill on enemies. So
At
yeah,
least there was a
that
visual. I mean, that's cool. You can use the skill to
yeah,
put a cool visual on the target.
yeah.
It doesn't do anything. No.
Okay, moving on. With acceleration bullet being a weaker 60-minute buff now, something that it still does that I think should definitely be cleaned up is changing equipment or bullets still cancels it.
Oh, okay. I can. Okay.
Also, I'm kind of wondering why it still got a 30-second cooldown when, like, 60-minute buffs are generally, like, either 1.5 second or, like, 3 second. Like, generally it's a very small cooldown, which I think in the past you've said was due to just wanting to have something there to prevent accidental recasts.
So there's two reasons for the inherent cooldowns. One of them, so I think I probably mismanaged this in my head when I was changing this, because originally I had put buffs at a 30 to 60 second cooldown even if they were 60 minutes. And I did this because if you ate a dispel, it should be punishing. But then we put in percentage-based mana cost instead, which is already punishing. So that's why the buff cooldowns were reduced to 1 or 2 seconds. Because it's already punishing. If you try to spam a buff and eating dispels, you're gonna go in seconds, right?
Yep.
So
Especially
yeah,
if you're a
I'm
priest.
gonna fix that because there's no reason for that to have that amount of cooldown when it's a 60-minute buff.
Yes.
So, and it also
I
has
will
a
also
percent mana cost, like 20%, 25. I can't remember. It's huge.
for acceleration bullet specifically, or
Yeah.
yeah, it's 20%.
Yeah, so that's essentially 5 uses. If you
It's
were
also
to eat...
10 coins, so additional mana cost on top of that from generating
Yeah.
coins.
No, that's. I think that is just my mind. I kind of fluffed it out too much because I guess I just was thinking about the old system and I was just like, okay, 30 seconds it is, you know. Mind just doing things. But yeah, that should not be the case because it was part of the old system when mana costs were flat.
Yes. I will also say, just in general, like, it's not very consistent between the different classes for buffs. Like, some things are a 1.5 second cooldown for the buffs. Sometimes it's like a 3 second cooldown. I think I've seen one before. There's no consistency there.
Are you
It's
talking
not,
about between Gunslinger and Rebellion, for example?
no, I mean between, like, any sorts of classes for buff skills. The cooldowns are not consistently, like, one number, which isn't a big deal, but ideally, it's probably the type of thing where they would just all have, like, a 1.5 second or whatever cooldown for anything that is sustainable, like, long duration buffs.
Okay, no, but that makes sense. But yeah, it should. We should streamline those cooldowns as well. Like it's these are small things that I could all basically hammer out in one patch without problems. Well, the buff durations, I mean, or the buff cooldowns.
Yeah, like again, it's not a high priority thing at all. It's
yeah,
more
but
so
it's
just
one
sort
of
of
those
housekeeping than it is.
Like
yeah.
if it's a
yeah,
if
it's
a
polished.
5-second fix, there's no reason to not randomly just put it in. Like,
Yep.
it's now if it took hours of dev time to change this, then okay, but it's literally like changing a value in the skill DB from 30,000 to 1.5,000 because it's in milliseconds.
Yep.
It's not hard to fix.
Yes. Moving on. Similar to acceleration bullet being changed and being cancelled by changing equipment or bullets, platinum altar is also it's only bullets that changing them like turns it off. Equipment seems to be something that you can swap out, no issues, as long as you're not unequipping the gun, because it unequips bullets. But yeah, platinum altar is another thing where.
Okay.
So yeah, it's in the list. Yeah, I will send that to you after.
It's still things that should be fixed, right? Like.
Yes, we are like maybe halfway through the list.
Holy shit! Really?
There's a lot now.
Yeah, no kidding.
The latter part of the list has some more minor things to it, which like are not a priority at all. Like there's some things where it's just like tooltip sort of issues and like typos and stuff. Like some of it is not. It's not a priority. But there are like other things in there still, like mana costs being wrong, AP costs being wrong, etc.
No, I understand.
Okay, next up is God's Wrath, which is the Rebellion.
Right, that's that AoE skill thing that costs coins.
Yes, I think it had its coin cost changed down to 5 coins, and beforehand I think it was scaling 1 to 10.
Possible.
So it says it's supposed to be 5 coins right now. It's not requiring coins at all.
So you can just spam it.
I mean, if it didn't have a static cooldown.
Wait,
yes.
What's the cooldown of it?
20 seconds.
Oh, okay, so it's not. I mean, all right, okay. I thought this was. I was like, if this is highly exploitable, please don't. Like, but if it's 20-second cooldown,
it's a 20-second cooldown.
I mean, it's some free AoE at the moment, I suppose. Like, wow, another herald in the same place. Wow, okay. The last herald dropped a yellow ring for us. They actually seem to be worth hunting now, sort of. I don't know. I mean, maybe. It's hard to say straight up, but they seem to be somewhat, at least since before, when I kill between 50 and 100 and then get a single drop, like, which is obviously not worth it.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, killing 50 to 100 mini bosses and not getting a single drop is very Pepega. It's just like not a. I don't even care if I don't get a super drop, but like nothing, like actually nothing, like nothing actually dropped.
Yeah, it's the difference between thinking maybe I was just unlucky versus there is no value to doing this whatsoever.
Yeah, like I literally, I mean, on occasion you would see like a shard, which, I mean, okay, a shard is decent, I guess, but it's not worth spending the amount of time they take to kill and to farm up, to find them, to, you know, get a drop I can get from a random mob anywhere.
Yep. Okay, moving on to the next item. This one is actually, it affects like a number of skills between the classes. I've already got a bug report for this one.
This is still Gunslinger Rebellion, right? Like, we're still in the...
Gunslinger Rebellion Night Watch.
Okay, we're still in that tree. Okay, I'm just making sure. Alright.
Yes. Is a number of the skills, for whatever reason, the animation that they use doesn't seem to be impacted by attack speed. Like, it is the slowest animation possible, I think, and it locks you into it until it finishes. This is a thing that I already made a bug report for when I thought that it was just the Vigilante at night. And then Lore mentioned that Wildfire does it as well. And since then, I have found that it also is the case for Gunslinger's Disarm and Mission Bombard. I don't know if Mission Bombard, if it's a new thing or an old thing. I think it might be a new thing, where they're getting locked into the long animation and you can't input any other commands until it's done.
Interesting.
This is something where if you get a move command in like the split second that the skill would start, you can start moving before the animation starts, and in that case it doesn't play. But if it has started by the time you try and move, you do not move.
I mean, animations are janky to say the least. Like, it's
Yes.
especially when they're controlled by different weapons, will have different animations and stuff. It gets really convoluted. I understand why a shotgun is slower than a Gatling gun. Okay, it's not that I don't understand this. I just, from a gameplay perspective, it's, I don't know if the coding is shit or the what they called, the animations are horrible or like made badly or whatever, but it doesn't play very well in many cases. Like,
the funny thing, actually, regarding the animations themselves, is I think Shotgun's firing animation is a little bit faster than Gatling, even.
That is hilarious. Stupid, but hilarious.
Yes, when I was trying to get measurements for like the spam rate possible with various Nightwatch skills for the Vigilante at night, Shotgun was actually able to spam faster than Gatling.
Isn't the Gatling gun like a minigun?
Yeah, it is.
That's funny. Weird, but funny.
Animation jank.
Yeah, I mean, a shotgun. I mean, okay, there's pump action shotguns, but bro, no. Like, just no. That's not the same at all. Like, a Gatling gun should absolutely outpace a shotgun. Otherwise, like, what are we even doing here? Like, imagine firing a shotgun at the pace of a minigun. I mean,
there are probably weapon systems that do that, and that concept terrifies me. They're probably hooked up to aircraft or some shit, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I suppose, but I'm just saying in our...
Yes, like, within the context of RoW, it's not a thing you would expect.
I just, if that was the case, then what would even be the point of a Gatling gun? Like, you know, then we can take it into that point, right? Like, if the shotgun has a higher damage and a wider range, like a wider spread, and it attacks faster and it's stronger, what is the point of the Gatling gun then?
I have another anecdote.
Alright.
The Vigilante at night has the weird circumstance where the shotgun skill is the smaller AoE than the Gatling skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't fiddled with that, but that sounds like a Cairo situation. Like,
that's official.
That is stupid, to say the least.
I think I can kind of see logic for it with like them saying no, a Gatling gun can saturate an area faster, I guess, with bullets.
Not per shot though. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Per shot.
Yeah,
a shotgun
it's still
should
weird.
100% have a wider spread than a minigun. Like, the whole point of a minigun, or, you know, Gatling gun or whatever, is that it fires quickly. Like, it fires a ton of bullets in rapid succession, whereas a shotgun fires, you know, a couple, and they do slugs, right? Like these.
Well, I mean, they do slugs or pellets.
I mean,
pellets are area, slugs are a single thing. They're meant to act more like a bullet.
Regardless, they would still, a Gatling gun would still have a smaller spread per shot. I'm not saying in total, I'm saying per shot now. Per bullet fired, or per times you fire them, whatever, they will have a smaller area of impact than a shotgun. Like, that is going to be my baseline for this, realistically. I mean, Otherwise, I feel like the two have very little reason to coexist.
It's okay, so if you want to get technical, they're both kind of meant for like area of effect. Like machine guns, their whole thing is to sort of just saturate an area, and it's
Spray
not
and
about
pray on
accuracy.
anything that
yeah,
moves.
it's about just having a lot of bullets so that people don't want to peek their heads around a corner.
I mean, I
Is
do understand
generally how
the
machine gun
point
type
of
weapons
this,
work,
but even
but at least
so,
for the skill, I agree. It's weird. You would think the shotgun would be the bigger area.
that would be my assumption. Literally, like that would absolutely be my assumption. Because, again, I assume the Gatling gun has faster attack speed than the shotguns in general.
Yes. The shotgun has abysmal attack speed in game. The Gatling gun has, I think it's either the fastest or it's the second fastest.
Right. So if that is the case,
revolvers are pretty quick too.
Then it doesn't make any sense for it to be a larger area of effect than the shotgun. Again, this is my opinion, but I mean that's sort of...
Yeah, I mean the identity of the Gatling gun really shifts throughout the classes. At least for Gunslinger, it was originally intended to be the like auto attack sort of option, and then you get to the second class and it's kind of like area skills. It's kind of got the best splashes on Gatling in that one, and then you get to third and it's pretty much just there for the vigilante at night, and if you want to use magazine for one for single target, then that.
But yeah, the point is also right
that shotguns are like sort of meant to be the area option.
well, not just that, but I feel like originally they had more intent of trying to design things to be different. I feel like fourth class is just them making everything the same on many classes. Like all the unique
I would
things,
agree, yeah.
all the unique things throughout time are kind of being turned into this is an area of effect skill that deals a ton of damage. Like that's basically all that's happening. Like they're just all the things that were unique about classes, skills, and builds are basically just these are all just left click spammable skills that deal a ton of damage. For
Pretty much, yeah.
whatever reason. I assume because it's easier, I don't know.
It's, yeah, I suspect that a lot of the late game sort of balancing decisions are just they have a smaller team, and so they kind of end up leaning on a cookie cutter approach.
Yeah, but then that also brings me to what is the point of having all these skills? It's like Cairo recently released a new patch for 200, level 285 unofficial, and a few new skills for each class. They're literally just shoving out more skills that are more of the same instead of even bothering to care about existing ones at all. It's just more skills that do basically the same thing, but they have different visuals. It's just basically a visual difference and a new name on the skill. There's no new mechanics, there's no real new concepts, gameplay, nothing. It's literally just the same skills you had before, but they look different and they have a different name. That's it. And it's just why does it work? This bothers me more than it should. Like
I think at this point, like established official players are kind of just in it for making number big, and new skill make number big and look cool, and that's the main thing they care about.
I understand wanting a skill that looks cool. I do get that. The visuals matter. But, yes. I mean, if all the classes feel the same and do the same, what is the fucking difference? Of why does it matter what you play them? If they're all just the same.
It doesn't really.
Like, oh, I'm an assassin. What are you? Oh, I'm an archbishop. Yeah, we both just deal omega DPS. All right. Like,
yep.
It bugs me because it takes away so much that made the game fantastic. Like the game was, we all fell in love with the game because all of its uniqueness and its quirks, and they're kind of just they're shitting all over my game. Like, this is why my game exists, right? Like, this is why Whispers exists. Because they can't be trusted with RO anymore. Sorry, they just, no.
Yeah, it's very much late stage MMO where they just
I'm
do
gonna
bare
use a different
minimum
term, but
it's they've got a skeleton crew for a dev team, so they're just doing what they can to just push stuff out that they think will make players happy, and they don't have enough time to actually make anything interesting. It's just kind of gonna be cookie clicker. Oh, you get a new skill with more damage. Here you go.
I mean, it's like what Blizzard did. They developed the Warlock class, okay? Which I'm playing right now, which it's a fun class. It's OP as fuck, right? But they developed the Warlock class and then simultaneously shoved it into 3 Diablo games at the same time. Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4, and Diablo 2. They literally pushed the same class into 3 different games at the same time. I mean... this upsets me.
Do they play differently between the classes, or do they do kind of the same thing in all of them?
I'm pretty sure they're more or less the same with the same skills in all of them as well. So, like, they developed skills and effects once, and then they copied them into 3 different games. For
Yeah,
ultimate
that's lazy.
cost efficiency. Now, I
mean,
can't
they can
say
call it cost
100%
efficiency,
that
but
they play exactly the same, but since they all released at the exact same time, and they're all called Warlock into the same game franchise, I'm willing to bet money on the fact that it's basically the same class in like just all 3 games.
yeah, they probably took the same sort of core development document and just, you know, for each
already
skill
paid
where
for
the
all of these
mechanics work a
effects.
little different. Like, basically they just took the same ideas and pushed it to 3 different branches,
So,
which is not great.
no, I mean, I'm enjoying playing the Warlock. I mean, it's mostly because it's different from what I played the last 20 years. Not because this is super amazing. I mean, it's fun, but it's OP as fuck. Like, but it's different. It's new, so I'm enjoying it. But I do feel like it's... honestly, I'm gonna be blunt here. Like, I didn't even intend on buying this expansion. It was gifted to me by a friend on stream here. Like, I didn't even pay for this expansion.
Well,
So-
I'm glad you're enjoying it at least.
I mean, yeah, I decided to do a Grail in it, so it's not terrible or shit or anything like that. But the whole take the same class into 3 different games is kind of shitty. Like,
Yeah, it's...
and this is after Microsoft took over, right? Like, it's not like they're lacking resources here, right? It's... And people are like, oh my god, you're asking for so much. And I was like, no, I'm not upset with the Warlock in itself. It's just the fact that they copied into the same, like, they didn't even bother making a different class for the different games. It's like all the Diablo games are just gonna end up being the same Diablo, like,
Yep.
which, not happy with.
Shall I continue with the gunslinger stuff?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, so Night Watch. So this is one that I'm not sure if it's like a bug or if it's intended.
Okay.
Auto-firing launcher, when it procs things like Basic Grenade and Hasty Fire in the hole, are those supposed to generate AP from those autocasts? No? Okay.
At least not in, like, that's not what it's supposed to do right now. We could argue later that if this turns into a build, it should. But in its current state, it is not supposed to do it.
Okay, it is not doing it. Mostly I'm wondering because at least sort of thinking about if there's supposed to be like an auto cast proc build, given the fact that this skill exists, then I don't really see a good way for them to generate the AP to use the skill, since they might not have the cast time even to like use other skills effectively to generate AP.
I mean, I agree with you there, because if this, as you said, if this is supposed to be a build, we need to talk about what the build should actually do, right? Like how it's supposed to function. Since I also gave it a AP cost and a downtime now, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did something like that.
So it doesn't have downtime, but its cooldown is the same as its duration.
Right, but it
30
costs
seconds.
AP, doesn't it?
It costs AP, yes.
Yeah,
it
so
costs
essentially
30.
you won't... The problem is, if we make... I mean, so here's the thing. We could... If we make it generate AP, then this could be a build where you... But then essentially it just becomes... But it becomes clunky otherwise. It's really hard to solve this because... Okay. If it doesn't generate AP, you would be forced into casting skills manually to generate AP you need. Which, okay. But then at the same time, if you're an auto-attack build, you don't want to be building things like battle cooldown into your build. So casting skills manually will feel very awkward if you're an auto-attack build. But if auto-firing launcher can sustain itself, then that could become problematic on its own, sort of. I'm not sure. I mean, here's the thing. What we could do, okay? This is just an idea. What we could do is make it so it generates AP, it costs AP, and the chances are a lot higher, and so it basically becomes a burst cooldown where you activate it, but then that would also prevent it from being its own build. I don't know. It's...
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd be like you
correction.
enable auto-firing launcher and you left-click and things just start blowing up. Like, that would be kind of cool, but then it won't be able to be its own build either. So it really depends what route we want to take with this. Like, these are the two routes I feel we could take here. So...
Quick correction, because I was wrong about something. I thought it was a 30-second cooldown. It's a 3-second cooldown, but it's still duration of 30 seconds.
Right. But
So
because
mostly
AP
it's
is
just-
pretty much...
Yeah, mostly it's the AP that is the limiting factor. Also, the fact that you would need to, if it's your build, use it each and every 30 seconds. Which
I mean-
isn't great, but is manageable. Like, if you're an auto-attack build, you don't really have many other buttons to be pressing, so...
Honestly, I could even make it so it would be something like it won't, it won't interrupt your auto attack if you refresh it. Like, stuff like that can be done.
Yeah.
And that, you know, if you're able to sustain the AP cost, that could be something that they put on relics or higher level gear, like how much it generates or reduces the cost or whatever, to make the build sustainable. Like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of things that one could do if we would have to decide on what how we want the build to be, if like which path we want to take, and then go from there basically.
Okay.
It's still very much up in the air though, I guess.
Yes. So nothing technically is bugged with that skill. I was mostly just wondering if it was supposed to work one way or the other, and I think my main concern there is sort of like, what purpose is the skill supposed to fill? Because it seems like an auto attack thing, but it can't sustain itself, so...
I mean, another would be, you activate it and it triggers off of your skills, which would be kind of...
That would get interesting, especially given the fact that auto-firing launcher, like all of the grenade skills have non-reducible cooldowns at this point. So
yeah, that's sort of my point. And if this was a long cooldown that you could use to...
Exactly. Yeah, like it would be interesting, but balancing would be a little bit tricky for sure.
If it's supposed to be a burst cooldown, I mean, considering how you quotation mark lost acceleration bullet as a burst cooldown, it's not lost, it's just been altered, right? It went from a burst cooldown to a permanent increase, right?
Yeah. There's give and take for that one. You definitely have less of a like super burst, but also you're less reliant on the super burst not
get
getting
anything done
interrupted by things like recovery.
People were telling me that they would use their steroids, and then after that you're basically useless for a while. Like, you know,
at that point you're waiting for your steroids to come back because your regular
buffs sound like a
just
super
don't
great
really...
gameplay design to me. Like,
yes, I think overall, overall, I think I like the change as long as like whatever adjustments for damage are necessary are made to account for it. Like, just because I don't know overall how things still measure up.
I mean, the thing is, so once the biggest changes are done to all classes, once their full reworks and skill shrinks and everything is done, after that I will be focusing more nitty-gritty on numbers for each class in comparisons. Right now I'm doing more broad strokes to get more things in line, and then once everything is, you know, done per se, at that point I will start focusing just on balancing the fourth classes between each other, instead of, you know, okay, which one is doing this much compared to this one. It's more like, okay, DPS should be roughly around here, and tanks should be roughly 50% of DPS, and so on. Like, that's sort of what I'm doing right now, where I have conceptual damage plateaus, basically, where, you know, tanks does this, supports do this, blah blah blah, and DPS do this, and then I roughly, you know, try to adjust things so they're in line. But we will have to get into specifics once I'm done with more of the lower classes and the bigger rework.
Yes,
Like the
and
actual
I'm not
numbers
really
for each class.
Yeah, I'm not looking to like make suggestions for overall like damage of class and that stuff at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm just explaining why that isn't being done right now. It's more broad strokes, and some classes get hit really hard by this, because Elemental Master's a good example. They kind of went from being gods, and then their animations, I don't know if their animations got, like, it's cooked in the client on its own at 2026, but we updated to 2026 client at the same time, more or less, as me changing their formulas, because the formulas was very high. But looking back on this now, maybe the formulas were very high in Kairos defense because the animations were terrible, which sometimes they do make things that make sense. Like, so
Yeah, I was actually playing a little bit of my Elemental Master the other day, and it's very much a case of you put down all your puddles and then all you do is spam either the earth or the water move.
So
and
here's
you
the thing
need
about
to be
that.
moving between classes, or else the animation just is.
I do
abysmal.
want things to play differently, though. I don't want things to just be place puddle and spam another skill, like, but currently many of the classes are designed, especially at 4th on official, they are kind of designed to just play the same. Like, I don't know if it's they want people to have familiarity or make it easy to understand, but there's really no what is the term here?
Class identity.
Yes, like class identity and uniqueness is just out the window. Like,
Yeah, AM kind of does a lot of the same thing. Like, they've got their climax stuff, or whatever it's called now, celestial convergence. But in terms of like when you're not using AP, it's kind of the same thing as Elemental Master, where you drop your area DOTs and then you start spamming. Generally, it's gonna be rock, or if there's an element that's good on the map, then it would be that element. But
I do understand that reinventing the wheel is hard, and not everything has to be different for the sake of being different. But they're not even trying at this point. Like, it's just there's no.
It's very samey.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like, I remember looking at stuff on Archmage, and I'm like, okay, so most of these skills are basically the same skill. They work exactly the same, but they have different. For example, Crimson Arrow, I named it Sunfire Arrow now, I think. Basically, so that's a line shot with magic that deals damage with fire, right? Now, it conjures a magic bow and shoots a flaming arrow. It looks cool, you know, it's a cool skill. And then you have the one that fires a small tornado, which also fires a tornado in a straight line, hitting all targets. It's essentially the same skill with 2 different elements and visuals. Like,
Yep.
And the same thing with your puddles and AoE effects. They're literally the same, just another element.
Yep. Different tick rates as well, but yeah, overall it's the same thing. You drop a thing and things take damage in the area, and nothing extra is really attached to any given skill.
Yeah, it's kind of lackluster, to say the least. Same thing, Crystal Impact and the whole tornado thing is essentially the same skill.
Yep.
Just, again, different visuals and different elements. And, I mean, looking at Elemental Master, I feel like half their kit is the same skill with different elements and different... Like...
That is correct, yes.
I'm like, bro, did they just Control-C, Control-V and change the name and visual? Like, it's
yeah,
just...
they pretty much did just make 2 skills for EM and then made them different elements and different tick rates, and we're like, yep, okay, we're done.
Alright guys, TGI Fridays, let's go.
Yep.
No, it's a shame because like they took the most. So looking at Elemental Master, okay? Their elementals were such a big thing of their tree and insignias and all these things, and they just kind of went, nah, just damage. Like, they didn't really... they have a few things, but in comparison to Sorcerer and, what's it called? Sorcerer and Professor, they're basically just, here's a couple of skills that deals damage. Like,
Yep.
it's just so boring. And, okay.
I mean, they also decided, hey, let's just take the mana generation thing they were doing and make it for AP. You can now soul change people for AP, essentially.
No, you can also burn it. Well, I guess you could do that with soul change before as well. Like you could remove AP, remove SP from people, or mana, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I understand that you reach a point where it is hard to come up with new skills because Professor, their tree is so stacked already, and I do get that, but it's like, at least give better versions of the older skills or something, like, just straight up, this is just pure damage, basically. Like, okay, exciting.
Like, honestly, if they wanted to be like, here's a passive that makes your insignia come with you, so you don't need to, like, replace all your things all the time forever, then, like, that alone would be incredibly nice, but...
Yeah, but then there's also the problem,
instead...
what they did with homunculus, elementals, and small robots, like, and pets, or Violos. They turned them from being a cool, unique thing to basically, this increases your damage. That's all it does. It's basically a buff with a...
Yep.
Like, it doesn't really do anything. It literally, like, officially now, I mean, I've changed them a lot on our server, but officially, they don't do much. They just... It's basically like another buff, but it has legs. Like, that's literally what it is on the visual. It is so sad. Like, all these unique systems, they just shit on them, like...
I would say there's one thing that it does very well, it's just not a good thing, and it's that it's the buff with legs, but it can also die.
Yeah, but that technically is the case as well normally, because a buff could technically be dispelled. Right, so, I mean, it's just a different type of die, I guess, but yeah, like, it's just like...
Yeah.
Ugh. And then they're like, so here's this elemental veil that you can use to keep it alive, but if you fly wing, it falls off. Okay, then.
Yep.
Now, I have a lot of beef with these because they just had so many. Another thing is the fucking song system. I'm still annoyed as fuck over this. Now, I understand from a gameplay point of view, the song system becomes difficult to utilize in fast-paced gameplay. I get that, okay? But turning them all just into random buffs felt really lame, honestly. This is just a buff now. It's not a song that you place on a like. I will probably change them to be songs but I don't know if that's even gonna work because it would require people to walk with the fucking what's it called, performers, which people don't really want to do. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't like what they did to the songs because they lost their uniqueness. They just basically become. This is a buff. It's like the homunculus system. They shrunk the whole system into this is a buff now.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Like, some of the stuff I kind of see why they did it, given how the meta
kind of
just turned into go around, really kill fast, and
was that really the best solution though? Like,
I mean, I don't agree that it was, but it is the meta that ended up being the case, and at that point they were kind of like, okay, well, this is the meta we need to work within now, instead of deciding,
they
well, we
decide
should change
the meta
this.
though.
Exactly. Like
That's
they should have intervened, but they didn't, and they just kind of have been complacent and been making things that work within the meta that emerged.
Like I was
not
telling
really
you with the
by their
latest
direction.
update, like everybody's playing a specific class, so they buff that class. Like, I mean, it's just it's so. It's like the opposite of what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily nerf the other class, but if everyone on my servers play Archmage, okay, I will look into why this is happening and try to either, if they are overtuned, then of course tune them, but if everything else is garbage, then tune that up. It's just buffing Archmage even more when it's already the most played class seems really stupid. I just...
Yeah. Like, it seems like buffing Archmage, if it's strong, is like a choice that is made to keep the community happy rather than to do what they're supposed to do, which is ensure proper game balance.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's probably, okay, to keep people happy, and that means paying customers, you know, like...
Yeah.
I don't agree with it one bit, but there's also, you know, I also don't have stockholders and people I answer to, so... There's also realistically this, which honestly I miss when gaming was about gaming and not about making money. Like, call me old-fashioned,
sure,
but I miss those times. And you can tell.
A lot of what's worth playing these days is not like the big game development companies anymore. It's the indie stuff that still actually makes fun stuff.
Well, yeah, because usually indie developers, they aren't bound by money and stockholders. That's sort of the point, though, right?
And they're able to spend the time where it's needed to actually make polished products that are fun to play, instead of just going, hey, COD 87 sure did work well, so let's make COD 88 and it does the exact same
FIFA
thing.
is a good example of this. FIFA 27
FIFA 2,
or 28 or whatever.
Just make a new one every year, swap some players around, boom, easy. There's a video game.
Yeah, and we'll sell it for $50 or something. Like, and people, I can't wait to get FIFA 29. Oh, I'm still on FIFA 21. Oh, well. See, then what happens, like, this is an interesting phenomenon as well, because what they do is, in many of these, you can't play with people who have a newer version of FIFA than you, right? So when enough people swap to the latest game, if you still want to play FIFA in co-op, or in whatever it's called when you play against other players, you have to get the latest version or there'll be nobody to play with.
Yep.
It's such oh my god. Like, I understand in some
EA
ways.
is despised as a company for a reason.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still remember the meme about their logo on Twitter. Only half of it loaded, and people like, it's the DLC to see the other half. Like,
Yep.
So deserved though, like, so fucking deserved.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all things considered, I understand that there, you know, money makes the world go round, blah blah blah. I just wish it would stay the fuck out of my video games. Like, it's just, I mean, that's you know, that ship has sailed, right? So, you know, but I do miss the times when games were made by passionate developers who had a vision and something they wanted to create, rather than what will make us the most amount of money the fastest. Okay. So at least we live to see that era, right? You know, that's something. I feel for the newer generation, they're literally fucked. Like, I'm sorry, but like...
Things are not trending in a good direction in so many different ways.
The problem is as well, though, I mean, if you see it in another way, they don't know any better, though, so they, I mean, I guess they don't know what they're missing. I mean, that's sort of a thing as well, right? If you've never had it better, then you don't know what you're missing. So if you're old enough, like me, or high level enough, if you want to call it that, I've seen the other side of this. But somebody who is, say, 18, 50, whatever, they don't, because they don't know what it was like before. Let me tell you a tale of when gaming was different.
I mean, I'm sure there's tons of stuff that even our generation, like, is sort of blind to as well.
I know, of course. I mean, and it's not like
how
everything was
clan-
better before. That's not the case. I'm just in this aspect, absolutely though. Like in this aspect, it has not improved. Like it has devolved, unfortunately.
Yeah, like a good example, I think, of something that was really fading by the time like our generation hit is products that actually lasted for a good amount of time. Like planned obsolescence is such a big thing nowadays, but like back then you would get a radio and it would come with like, here's the schematic if you need to change things, here's where everything is.
Oh, yeah, no, but it's
things were repairable.
consumerism. Like things are designed to basically break/fall apart, so you have to buy a new one every couple of years. Like this is a thing. And
we're both familiar with this concept. I'm saying like this was something that was already hitting like our generation, but the newer generation kind of just looks at things and goes like, oh yes, it's been like 2 years, so I need to get a new iPhone. And it's like, an iPhone should last you so much longer.
Considering the price tag, absolutely. Holy shit. I mean, I've probably changed mobile phones maybe 4 times in my life. Like, in 20 plus years. Like, not even 4, maybe 3 times. And it's because I change it when it breaks or if it would get stolen or whatever. Like, that's when I change. I don't care about the newest models. If it's still fulfilling the purpose that I bought it for, there's no reason to change it. Like, well, why do I need to change it? And when people were interviewed, they actually asked people who were queuing up for the latest iPhone, whatever the fuck that was at the time. Like, yeah, but it has more, it says here it has more CPU and more cores. Okay, but how does that impact you? Well, it's going to be faster. Yeah, but why? Because it has more cores. Okay, but what does that do exactly? It means it's faster. Like, it's just, you don't even know what you're buying. Like, you're just regurgitating whatever you read.
Yeah, it's... Alright, back to Gunslinger, I guess, let's see, what's next?
Just one quick more thing before we move on.
Sure, go for it.
Do you remember before DLCs and microtransactions existed?
Yeah.
I
would
missed
be playing
the time.
The Sims, and then like the Sims House Party would come out, and it's a proper expansion, a proper disc, and everything.
Like it wasn't buy the extras. Like it wasn't here you get most of the game maybe, and if you want the rest, that's gonna be extra. Like
yeah, beforehand it was you've bought the whole game, and buying the expansion was like this adds like meaningfully different things that is not just patching holes in the original experience.
That's another thing with Diablo 2, the Reign of the Warlock. Now they did release this class and there was a few quality of lives, but many bug fixes were actually pushed in this expansion, which bothers me. I have it, okay? We got a new item, by the way, which is nice. But it bothers me that this became part of an expansion. It really shouldn't, okay? Like, that should have been put into the base game. Not that it would affect me, because I have the expansion, but it feels really shitty that people who've been waiting for bug fixes for a long time are told, unless you buy the expansion, it's not happening for you. I feel like this is really, really shitty. Like, that's...
Yeah, bug fixes should not be something you need to pay for.
And they put in a lot of bug fixes in this, and they were like, "Oh, but we did this to you know, give you more value for your money." No, you did this to entice people into buying it more. Like,
yep,
it's just they can make whatever ridiculous reasoning claims that they want. It's still, if people bought Diablo 2 Resurrected, any bugs that will get fixed should always be put into the base game if somebody already bought this product. It's just 100%. There is no excuse for this. So, but yeah, that bugs me. Again, it doesn't affect me. I have the expansion. I just think from a business practice point of view, it's absolute shit. It's really...
It's incredibly scummy.
And it's like, oh, I didn't want the Warlock, but I want the bug fixes. I guess I have to buy the expansion. Like that's really not cool. Like it's you're basically selling fixes to something that wasn't working as it should.
Yeah, you're selling fixes because you have decided that you don't actually need to include them with the product that is being fixed.
And they could have just made a patch for many of these things, but then the expansion would have been much smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no. That's oh man, businesses are just the worst. All businesses should just be banned from the world. Just ban all companies. Like, companies aren't allowed to exist anymore. There we go. Problem solved, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but you know.
Well, no, I get the sentiment though.
Yeah, no, I mean, realistically, again, that's never gonna be a thing. But it is infuriating, some of these practices, because if they were to say, you know, okay, we're gonna release a new expansion, but at the same time we're gonna release a patch to fix a lot of bugs in the base game. Yeah, cool. You know, I don't. That's fine. It shows that they still give people something when they paid for it already, and not just how can we get more people to give us money.
Exactly. Yeah. The patch that fixes things should be part of, you know, what you paid for beforehand. It shouldn't be.
I fully
shouldn't be the reason you buy an expansion.
I fully understand why things like the new rune page and gem page and stuff is in the expansion, because it's an expansion feature. But like, fixing bugs to skills that weren't working, are you serious?
Yeah.
And their point was basically to give players more value. Like that was the sentiment when this was released.
Yeah, like, bug fixes for the original product is something that, like, should be just sort of basic consumer protections sort of laws, but unfortunately, you know, Citizens United hit, and suddenly corporations are people too, and suddenly lobbying goes crazy, and now
corporations are people
shit.
too. Somebody actually rang this bell.
Yep.
God.
Yeah, no, Citizens United was fucked.
That's Stormhold, which drops campaign for Ragnarok Online. I mean, of course it's gonna be a thing. They're trying to get people into RO0. Here's another fun fact. Most of the big streamers for RO0 have people in the chat shitting on the game.
I mean,
and I get it. I've shit on the game too. But
I assume that it deserves it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It was advertised as the way RO used to be back in the day with zero pay to win, and then all of a sudden it became pay to play and a massive cash shop, and then they tried to erase all tracks of zero pay to win by removing all the campaign advertisements that said zero pay to win, and then somebody decided to be another new item in a cult tome. Somebody that tried to be funny, so it said zero pay to win, and then somebody photoshopped in a comma, 0, pay to win, because RO 0 global, and I thought this was hysterical. And then the person was actually contacted by lawyers saying this is slanderous. Like, I'm like, but this is true though.
It's only slander if it's untrue.
And like, they literally have the most predatory cash shop in RO existence, more or less. And this is saying something, okay? Like, this is holy shit. On top of the fact that it's pay to play. I mean, this is literally the most pay to win RO to have hit the market, considering all the RO mobile games as well. And this is saying something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not gonna be a fruitful lawsuit.
So it's just like, and they obviously, people were outraged because they've closed on a ton of big official servers when RO0 was being launched, okay? 2 or 3 massive official servers were closed. Prime RO was closing, or will be closing now. BRO was closing, Indonesia RO was closing, because they're trying to funnel everybody into RO0 Global. advertising it as it will be just as back in the day. We've heard what you want, and you know it's gonna be the best thing ever, and it's gonna be no pay to win, and it's gonna be equal footing for everybody, and it's gonna feel just like 2005 or whatever, blah blah blah. And it turned out to basically be the worst thing to ever have been shit out by Gravity again, which is something to be, I don't know if that's impressive or just scary. Like it's just, it is so predatory. There's 13 different currencies for real money in the game. 13. Like,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's.
I just, and then there's some lucky spin wheels, and then there's refining and other gacha shit, and you get the idea. Like it's just, oh yeah, and then auto farm and auto play and auto this and auto that for real money, of course. Like,
yeah,
it is. I honestly, you couldn't even pay me to play that game. No, seriously, like this is the worst shit. I thought that RO3 was bad, but this is worse. At least RO3 has better graphics, but like, it's just, it's horrible. But yeah, they try to erase all tracks of them saying zero pay to win, but then they forget that people on the internet will save images, and there's also the Wayback Machine on the internet. You know, the Internet Archive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Though unfortunately, Wayback Machine is slowly dying at this point.
The
It's not
point
gonna be
is,
around
it's still
forever.
accessible.
Yes.
And people who, because everybody, like this was on Facebook campaigns, it was on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of this praising this game and how it was gonna be bring back the RO we all know and love, blah 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 blah, you know, all that stuff. Which sounds great for people who are dying from nostalgia. Mind that Angry Birds renaming to make the sequel spin can't compete with old games, just nuke him. Yeah, no, RO is basically the same. They keep killing off older versions of the game to funnel people into the newer one. Let's see, what is this occult tome? Asdul Mephistos. Wow, this is even better than the last one. But I've already socketed the other one. But this... No. No, wait, this gives attack rating. What the fuck? Why does this have attack rating in... Oh, this is for the other build. Does that mean there's a third one? It must be. This... Okay, this is definitely for my other Warlock, because this gives enhanced damage and bonus attack rating? Alright, we'll just put this in our stash then. Cool. Somebody's Ars Mephisto or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, they're literally, they killed off 3 or maybe more of the big official servers to funnel people into this new one. Another new item, Lycander's Flank, nice. But yeah, they did this, and then they have the audacity to try and lie to the player base. Like, we would all just go, no, this is true, we're all misremembering, we're all wrong. This is not what happened. I mean... I don't... Do they honestly think they're gonna get away with this? Or is it more like, the more outrage it draws, that means publicity? Like...
It's so hard to know these days how they sort of measure risk versus reward and what things they are trying to incentivize. It's...
I mean, they're paying streamers as well to stream ROs at Global, which I understand, you know, it's a marketing thing. But again, without naming specific people, there's a few people that are streamers that I know who claim to be on the community side and are simultaneously, you know, sucking off Gravity and getting paid to advertise their shitty new games.
Yeah, it's...
I just, it pisses me. Look, if you say, okay, you know what, you're an RO streamer and you're doing this for a living and you're trying to make money. Okay, you're honest about it, fine, I can respect this. But when you say you are looking out for the community, like when you take this stance, because I very much look out for the community and I will call out these streamers, I'm not gonna say their names out loud, but if asked, I will definitely say it. It pisses me off because you're so blatantly full of shit. Like, you're literally pretending to be part of and caring for the community when you're literally just trying to funnel people into the game that you probably get paid per person who donates or start playing or whatever. It's so scummy and such horrible behavior. It's It's basically
Yeah,
just
it's
looking like I said, if you own up to it and say, you know, this is you're streaming for a living, you're trying to earn your money. Okay, fine. But claiming you're not and then doing it, bro, like we're not blind, okay?
yeah. The thing with just influencers in general, whether it's streamers or content creators or any of that stuff, is them being successful does not mean that they have been like acting in the best interests of their community or whatever. It
Oh no, definitely.
is mostly just they are successful because they are charismatic. They have figured out, you know, how to best like
They appeal
game the
to a group
system
of people or to a type of people, basically. So let's take these
Yes.
RO streamers for an example, okay? This is basically they pretend to be on the side of the community, and they will also be getting shoutouts by Gravity and other people on Twitter or on X or whatever the fuck it's called, bringing attention to their streams and their content, and in return, getting people to put their money and time into Gravity's new product. Like it's I understand money makes the world go round, and you know it's a cohesive relationship. But again, doing this while saying you're here for the community, dude, just shut the fuck up, honestly. Like it's
Yeah. There's a lot of manipulative practices that go on.
So yeah, I if somebody says I'm here to earn my money and make my living, all right, bro, you do your thing. But like trying to sell the idea that you're on the side of the community, like get the fuck out of here, honestly.
Yeah,
It's,
like if they're honest about it, then that I definitely hold it less against them than if they
no,
are
I mean, if you say
trying
you're
to
streaming
hide.
full time to pay your bills
Exactly.
and this is your job, all right, bro, you do your thing. I'm not, you know, I think it's not good, but you know, you earn your money. Like, all right, okay.
Yeah, like it is their choice to, you know,
But yeah, no,
make,
I've had
make choices
clashes
like
with
that. It's
some
just,
of these
yeah.
streamers in public, and I basically made the point, and at which point the GMs slash heads of Discord servers were threatening me with kicking me out if I didn't stop, because they were basically sheltering these streamers from being called out. Like it's just this the reach around tactic, right? Like you reach around for me and I'll reach around for you type of deal. Like it's
Yeah.
and it's so obvious, but so many people will blindly listen to what streamers or influencers say.
It's tough.
The thing is, people say, oh, but just don't listen to them or just don't care about it. I'm like, yeah, but the problem is it's so detrimental to the RO community. Like, they're literally causing the shit to be worse. They're helping Gravity make the situation worse. Like, that's why I have a problem with this.
Also, for the people who are less invested in the community, who only like play a little bit on the side, they might not have the context to be able to recognize that these people do not have their best interests at heart.
Oh yeah,
so
no,
like they check in on the stream of these people like maybe once a week or whatever. They watch for half an hour and they go, yeah, this sounds about right. Okay, cool. And yeah, they just don't have the context to know.
Well, many people get burned by all these official servers, and then they end up leaving the RO community completely. And this is a huge problem because the RO community isn't exactly the largest in the world that it used to be, right? Well, it wasn't the largest, but the point is, more and more people listen to these streamers, go play on an official server that will basically take their money and close down in a year, and then they will feel sad, defeated, and taken advantage of, which is basically what happens. And then they will just give up on RO completely, or take a huge break because fuck this game, it's just always the same, because they're listening to the same streamers over and over again, which is basically getting them into this, like, not to mention, as a streamer, advertising things that are predatory, that could cause people, and okay, this is sort of more of a personal thing to me because people are responsible for their own actions, okay? But when you're actively telling people to go invest into a product that you know is predatory, I mean, I feel like this is really shitty as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely scummy behavior, and it's the type of thing that, like, ideally people learn over time sort of how to avoid these people, but there's still
But a
all
lot of
that
people
time
also
spent learning, getting burnt by these people that really shouldn't have to be, like, it shouldn't have to be an issue, but people want to get their bags, so.
that's my point. And then, you know, like they're like, oh no, but you can complain. It's not that predatory. You can just buy a few things, and then just a few things, and then there's just this one gacha. It's not so bad. And then no, but I bought many of them. Oh, but if my favorite streamer buys those, then I can buy them too. Like, it's just, it becomes this cult type of situation where some people are easily influenced by stuff like this. And
Yep.
I honestly feel like, and this is something I've said before, if you're an influencer, if you are a content creator, if you lead a community, you have a responsibility. I'm sorry, but you do. If people are listening to what you're saying, you need to be responsible with what you're telling people. Am I one of these big people? I'm not, but if somebody asks me my opinion, I'm gonna be straightforward about it. I advocate against all of this shit every time. I even tell people, go anywhere else, go any private server, even if it's not even mine. Just don't waste your time and money on officials. Like, it's not worth it. It's, like, you can go and have a much better experience for free on almost any private server. Not every, there's some bad ones too, right? But it's just, it's...
Yeah. At least you know that, like, you know official is shit. Private servers, you know, they'll probably be okay. Maybe you'll get a shit one, but at least there's the chance of not shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? And I was actually berated in public by one of these gravity, I'm not gonna use the term I was gonna use now, but one of these bigger streamers who advocate for official was basically trashing me, saying that I'm ruining the game for opening a private server because I'm taking money out of development for the game by having my own private. Like, they were actually attacking me with this, if you can believe it. I don't know if they're trying to shift the focus or just trying to make people leave my server, my community, but like, this is where we're at. The people claiming they're on the side of the community or telling me who's giving a free product. Like,
Yeah,
I was the problem. I was like, yeah, I wonder how much you're getting paid to try and trash other private servers. Like,
yeah, I would absolutely agree. Like, them coming after you in that case is very much they're trying to deflect because their own position is not terribly defensible.
Well, that's
like,
the thing, right?
If official RO was like not incredibly predatory and didn't have all these issues, there wouldn't be a need for private servers. But it's shit there, so people want to do better, and that's why private servers exist.
But that's the thing. I remember saying this so many times as well. I even said this on one of the official Discords. I was like, you guys know that you could have closed down 80% of private servers by just supplying a better official product. And then I got a warning for advertising private servers, supposedly. It's just, the circle jerk is so real, it's just, I can't even... I wasn't advertising a server, it wasn't, like, I was just making a point that all the shit they do with their some cease and desist and scare tactics and all this crap has little to no effect if they just supplied better official servers. Most private servers wouldn't have an audience. Now, obviously, some of them that are very niche, like ours, which is very custom, but the majority of private servers are basically official-esque clones because people just want a bit higher rates or less gacha or whatever, but they still want the official game. And most of those wouldn't need to exist. And they make out the majority of private servers, 100%. On RMS, we're like 3 servers now with Remake. We were the only one for a long time. Now I think there's like 3. Like,
Yep.
It's just... The niche is so small, but people want the official game in a less, you know, I want to pay my rent and play the game type of way. And that's like, but yeah, I got a warning on the official Discord when I mentioned this. This was, you know, unorthodox or bad behavior or whatever the hell they were advocating for illegal practices or whatever the fuck the term was. Which technically, yeah, I get it, but like, am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Like, just...
Yeah, that's the thing. Is yeah, like it's very much a case of when their position is sort of so entrenched in. I mean, I'd call it misbehavior in terms of like being monetarily predatory in terms of like buffs that are just sort of meant to placate the server. Like patches that are meant to placate
Oh yeah, it's just to keep
the
people
player
like...
base rather than to actually improve the experience. Like it's very much a case of they are hearing legitimate criticism and they are taking offense to it because their position is indefensible really, and they can't really meet you in terms of like
Yeah, I mean, what are
a
they
logical
realistically going to
discussion.
answer
It is
with, right?
it's just a case of okay, well we can't really defend ourselves, so I guess we come after this person.
I mean, technically, okay, legally speaking, they have a point. Private servers aren't legal. But that wasn't my position. I wasn't advertising for private servers. I was making a point that
Yep.
they could actually combat private servers in a much better way than what they've been doing the last
Yes.
20 years. And it's not even about them...
By providing a better product, the thing they're supposed to have an interest in doing, but unfortunately capitalism doesn't always align with that.
But the thing I don't get about this, though, is... So, think about this logically. If they provided a better service... Now, this would cost money originally to do, okay? But it would also generate more money because they would drag all these players back that have been scattered over private servers.
Yep.
So, I mean, it would... But I guess it's the short-term versus long-term thing again. Why everybody's doing short-term profits, I don't understand. If you can generate 10 times the profits over a longer period, isn't this better? Like, sustainable?
You really would think that, yeah. It's...
That is my position.
I've tried to look into it before. It's kind of a complicated situation. A lot of it is...
Stock prices, I
the
guess?
CEO that gets put... I mean, it's stock prices, it's wanting to ensure, like, constant growth, which is not sustainable.
I was about to say, isn't there a plateau for this? But then, as you said, a new CEO gets appointed, and if he has 6 months on his term, he wants to finish where it looks like he did a fantastic job, even if he didn't.
Exactly, yeah.
No, I get it. Jay Wilson.
So
did it for
short-term
Diablo 3.
solutions are favored over and over and over, and long-term improvements are never made.
But that's terrible. Like, this is shit.
It is.
I mean,
and it is unfortunately the system we live within.
But it's just, I don't... Like, surely, if a company is looking to make money, they want to have profits, okay? I'm with you so far, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't it better to make a lot of money over a long period of time than to make much less, but a lot faster? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, it's just...
See, that's the common sense approach, yes.
Yeah?
And for whatever
I like
reason...
to believe I am a person of common sense.
Yes, but for whatever reason, they find it more palatable to chase short-term profits.
But how can that be? I mean, what, to
because
get...
short-term profits look good for shareholders.
But if you... I mean, I feel like I'm not greedy enough to live in this world sometimes, but it's like...
Honestly,
I don't...
same, yeah.
It's like, okay, let's say on Whispers, let's say I would just... For 1 month, I would just put all the prices super high in the cash shop and then close the server once people stop donating. Yeah, I would have a huge spike in donations for that 1 month and then nothing. Then what?
Exactly, yes.
That's I mean, not that I'm doing this for donations or money anyway, but the point remains, right? Like, it would be stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
I would agree. I think it's mostly just that companies value short-term so much higher than they value long-term. So that is what they act towards.
I still... Wait, how much
I
damage
agree.
was this?
I agree. It doesn't make sense to you and me, but for whatever reason within that sphere of like high financial decisions, that is what people are doing. I could not tell you why, other than duty
Go
to
on, explain it
shareholders,
to me.
and
Tell
it,
me.
look, a big part of it is shareholders. A big part of it is CEOs wanting to get golden parachutes,
I just
and I think a lot of it is just sort of the culture within like high business, executive business types. As
it's
far as
just
I'm aware, that's
so
pretty much what it boils down to.
I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't understand because I understand the principle behind it. I don't understand why this is a better approach. Like this is. I mean, you've explained it. I still, if I was running a company, like long term beats short term any day. I mean,
Yep,
at least I would think so. I mean, okay, I haven't run
you
like a
would
Fortune
think so.
500 company, but I would just assume being able to reliably. Isn't that why they have subscription services for everything out? Because it's reliable profits. Like, isn't that the whole point? They were touting this anthem where subscription-based models is better for reliable service and blah 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 blah. You know.
So I think first you need to recognize that the excuses they give are not necessarily the real reasons. I think that they might say, this is for reliability of, knowing payment and such in advance, but also subscription services are also just a thing where
Keep
on paper they can get a lot more money from people because it is a recurring payment. People often forget,
forget.
or people
Yeah,
can be
I remember trying to
incentivized to.
cancel my Amazon Prime. Do you know what an absolute nightmare this was? Holy shit.
Yep.
Like, that was
Yeah.
literally, I had to go through several people and instances just to cancel this shit. Like, there
Yeah.
wasn't a simple cancel button. There was, okay, contact this and then fill out this and do this. And basically, like, they're making it as complicated as humanly possible. So people just give up and be like, whatever, and leave it. Like,
Yeah. Like the reason they will give is so that they can like have a reliable idea of how much money they will be able to spend in the future to support the product. That's what they say. But the actual reason, or at least the stronger reason that they don't say, is they think they can make more money doing it.
I mean, and I get that, but that was exactly my point as well. But that is a long-term strategy, right?
Yep. And
So,
in cases where they can make long-term strategies without like impacting the short term, they will generally do so. And I think subscriptions are a case where they've been able to do this.
to just
But
get even more money.
yes,
Just make even more money.
yes. But then as soon as you get to cases where they are like considering investing in a system that will have a long-term payoff, like the various development time, whatever costs are associated with that, they look at that, they go, okay, yes, we could spend, $100 million or whatever making this thing, and over time it might make us lots of money. Or we could do this other thing instead, which doesn't have an upfront cost. We don't need to, take whatever, like, business loans and stuff are necessary. We just get a lot of money up front, and it's great. Look at the shareholders. Look at the share price. It go up. Number go up.
Oh god. It's back to RO player mentality. Number go up.
Yeah.
It's basically.
I mean, look, it's always number go up. It's not RO specific, just number.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
up.
the mentality of as long as number go up, happy. Like, that's.
Yep.
It's like the honestly, maybe shareholders and companies they're just playing a game, but money is the number that goes up instead of damage.
I mean, kind of. It depends on how you define game, but yeah.
I mean, I have to believe that people who want to generate more money than they could ever possibly spend for no reason other than to have it is basically like playing a video game but with money.
Yeah. Number go up.
I don't have another idea.
Happy.
Like, I made 1 billion last year, so I'm gonna make 2 billion this year for no reason other than I want to.
Yeah, number go up.
Jesus. That is so fucked in so many ways. Like, I can't even.
Okay, but have you considered number go up?
Yeah, no, I get the premise. You know, if I made $1 billion, you know what I would do?
Invest the grand majority of it and then live a somewhat frugal but enjoying nice things here and there life where you never like have to worry about money ever again and not really worrying about making it into more money.
Basically, yes. I would literally just,
Yeah.
my time is my own, and I would then just live life doing whatever I want to do. Making more money is never gonna be on that list. If I have more
Yup.
money than I could ever spend, realistically, and not if you buy yachts and shit, but like realistically, right? Then I would just spend my time living and enjoying life. I wouldn't try to make even more money, because for what? If I have 1
Exactly.
billion or if I have 3 billion, does it matter at that point, honestly? Like, especially
Personally, I
if...
subscribe to those views as well. Like, if I was to receive, like, I don't know, a lottery payment of, like, $10 million, then 90% of that is going into some sort of a safe investment, and then the rest of it is going into a fund that is just, this is for looking after me, my family, my loved ones, and, you know, just chill out for the rest of my life.
Because here's the thing, and this is something people need to remember. The one thing you cannot buy back is your time, okay?
Yep.
Like, that's... If you have more money than you could ever spend, and then you spend more of your time to make more money than you will ever have any use for what? For what purpose? You're spending time on something that you have no use for. Like...
Yep.
I don't... And yes, okay, it's people's time and life to waste if they want to. This is true. I don't get the mentality here. Like, to use it for what? I'm not saying if you make 10 grand, because 10 grand isn't gonna, you know, make you financially independent, okay? But I'm just saying, if you had an exuberant amount of money, so you will never need another cent,
Yep.
why would you possibly spend your time to make more? You've won capitalism. Congratulations. Like, it's just...
Yeah. No, I agree personally with that sentiment. I think that some people are just wired differently, though.
Oh
They
my god, you
want
look at
number
this.
go up.
I'm literally... I trapped the... So, the heralds spawned on a tiny island, and they're stuck there now. I don't know if you're watching the stream, but they're literally...
I am, yeah.
I mean, some of them are firing, but like...
I mean, hey,
I'm not gonna
they're
go
just chilling
over
over
there,
there.
though.
They're having a good time.
I'm not gonna go over there, not 1 second. Like, fuck that. I'm not setting foot on that platform. This was not even done on purpose, it just kind of happened. Because I was stepping through the portal when they spawned, and they spawned next to you. And I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna stay here, so I went back. Like... Oh god. And then the Mario music in the background, like Yoshi's Island. Do 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 do. But yeah, no, the whole thing about money, right? Okay, now there's just one of them left. Hang on, get to the last one. Come on. Okay, now we can go. Okay. Easy game. Hell yeah. Heralds are easy, man. But yeah, no, it's just the whole capitalism thing, like...
Yeah, it's...
My favorite thing is, I remember, like, and this happens quite a lot, so there was a guy who basically had, I don't know how many hundreds of millions he had, okay? And he literally went to jail because he did shady practices to try and earn a couple of more millions faster. He already had hundreds of millions, and then he did some shady shit and got caught, and then he lost all of his money and went to jail for like 25 years. Like, bro literally, like, he went from being financially independent and living whatever lifestyle he wanted and a free man, and decided he was gonna make a few more money, right? And literally lost all of his money and his freedom.
He listened to greed and made a completely unforced error.
But how insane is that? He had it all, and then he just threw it away to make a little bit more.
That's why I think that some people's brains are just wired differently for this kind of stuff.
You're not wrong, okay? People are wired differently. That's why we have people who are serial killers and other things, right? But it's insane. Like when this sort of thing happens, and I hear this happening, I'm like, this goes against any form of logic and reasoning I have ever been part of. Like,
Exactly.
if
Yeah,
I have 300
I can't understand
million,
it.
doing illegal shit to earn a little bit more and risking all of it, and my children's future and grandchildren's future, I threw it all away to make a few more millions right now. Like, for no reason. And my own freedom. Like, he lost 25 years of his life and everything he owned. Like, it got seized because of... I think he got involved in some sort of drug scandal or, like, drug shipping, which wasn't his original... Like, he was running some form of company or fund or something, right? And he made hundreds of millions legally. And then he got involved in some drug business shit and was gonna make a few more millions of this, and then they all got caught, and then he lost everything because it was RICO'd as drug money or something, which it wasn't originally. But the government went, yeah, we're gonna take this, basically.
Yeah. RICO laws are kind of their own...
Yeah,
their own whole mess.
It's just the point that he had his future, his children's future, his grandchildren's futures. He had everything, and then he just threw it all away to make a couple more millions on, I don't know if it was cocaine or heroin or whatever the fuck it was, right? Like, it's not like one thing if he had made his original fortune on drugs, okay, fine, and then eventually gets caught, but that wasn't what happened. He was a legal businessman originally, right?
But unfortunately, greed and number must go up.
But it's insane. Risking it all to make a little bit is...
I absolutely
how
agree.
Can this be... It's like minus EV, if you're familiar with the term EV. Like...
From poker, you mean?
Yeah, expected value, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's just... have some knowledge of that, yes.
Yeah, but it's just... It's insane, right? Like, would you risk 100 million to make 2?
No.
And on top of that, he risked his whole freedom and lost as well, right? Like...
Yeah, like I do. It's just people's brains are wired differently. I think this is why in like these hypotheticals that sometimes people say, where it's like, you know, you can have a like 100% chance to get like 10 million, or you can have a 10% chance to get like 10 trillion, and people are arguing no, go for the 10 trillion, and it's like, are you sure? Because like 10 million solves all of my problems, and
I mean, if
don't
I get
need to
10
worry
million,
about...
you can just invest it wisely over time, and
exactly,
like,
yeah. And
the
then you
10%
just live
chance,
off of the dividends.
You have 90% chance to get nothing.
Yeah, but people look at it and they go, ooh, big number. What if big number?
Okay, look, the only time I would, if I was already a multi-millionaire and I was given this option, then I might consider it. But
that's different, because at that point you're already comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. But
like,
if you're a normal working person who, you know, you have a 9-to-5, you might not be rich, but you're not poor, you have a pretty average life, okay? But 10 million would be life-altering for you at that point. If that is the case, the 10 million every time. Like, 100% every time. There's not even a second's hesitation. Now, if you already have 100 million, I would instantly pick the other one, because 10 million isn't gonna do much.
Exactly. Yeah, but like this is the difference in expected value. Like, it's not just the money, it is what does that money represent. And if you don't have like a comfortable financial situation where you can do whatever the hell you want, then both of these give it, and the one that gives it for sure has additional value. If you already have these needs met, then you know, you can go for the thing that makes the bigger dollar number, because you're not really seeing any real change in like quality of life at that point. You're already set. So
I mean, I had this discussion with a friend, because he loves to save his money, which is cool. You know, he wants to, like, I don't know, it's sort of like a mini game for him or something, right? And he's like, at one point he had like 900,000 saved, which is great. And then he was like, I want to reach 1 million. I was like, okay, but bro, what does 1 million save get you that 900k does not? Now, 0 to 100k, that's a huge difference, okay? Having 0 savings versus having 100k is the same amount of money from 900 to a million, but the impact is insanely different, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's like, I just want to reach you. I was like, yeah, but think about it. Like, he was grinding and grinding his side hustles and jobs and shit just to reach one. It was like, but why? You're burning yourself into the ground. But yeah, but then basically it came back to number bigger. Okay, like that's literally because it's gonna be another digit. I was like, but you're not, because here's the point. He was investing it and saving it for his pension. Okay, and I was like, that's great. But at the end of it all, if you have 900 or 1 million in 40 years when you retire, or okay, it's at 30, right? That's not gonna really make that big of a difference because compounded interest, yeah, okay, but you're losing valuable time now for a small difference later. Like,
it's all in how people value stuff. Like 900,000 versus a million pre-compounding interest is not gonna make a big difference. Like, there's gonna be some quality of life stuff, I'm sure, that you could
yeah, but it was just the
go
fact that
for,
he seemed
but
to. Now, if you
you're
go
gonna
from
be
0 to
comfortable either
100,
way.
of course, you know, having a savings account versus not having one with 100k and one with nothing, is massive, of course.
Yep.
But in his case, he ended up realizing that was right and slowed down, and he's actually only working 75% now, and he took another day off of work every week to enjoy his life. I was like, good for you. You don't need, like, we got a high room, cool. The point is just, he makes enough money so he can save a huge portion of it every month. He was working way more than he needs to be working based on the money and expenses he has. Instead, now he works less and enjoys his life more because he realized that I had a point. Which I'm just glad that he saw reason. Like, it's not a bad thing to want to save up, but when you're spending your whole life for later, I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
And you're not even aware of what you're necessarily spending at the time, too. Like, if you're pulling crazy hours to make a lot of money,
he was literally,
really
his whole
fast,
life revolved around making more money.
Exactly.
For no
But
reason,
like,
because
I'm speaking more about like stress within the situation and health impacts. Like, these are things that he was spending and he might not have been really realizing.
Yeah, but the insane part is the fact that we discussed it, and he could literally work 50% even, and he will still have an extremely comfortable life situation and be able to save a ton of money every month. So you can imagine his income versus expenses is very good already, and him working overtime and extra side hustles to just grow the bank account faster and more. Like, it was just, I was like, dude, we're good friends. This is sort of like a drug addiction or something. Like, I don't even, it's a self-destructive I mean, okay, fine, it's better than using drugs, I guess, but like, is it?
Yes.
I mean, it does have a better outcome, but essentially it's, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, essentially you're a slave to this thing.
It's no longer worth it at that point to be like pushing that hard to make an amount of money that isn't going to change a whole lot.
In your 30s already, because you've quotation mark wasted your time working. I mean, okay, it's great for you. You're set for life, but continuing to work despite having all these investments and money saved. I mean, okay, you just want to work your whole life. That's it. Like, it's just work. It's honestly, I feel like it's very destructive. Like,
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to what people value, though, and people are free to make that choice themselves.
This is true. I mean, I don't, like, personal choice is a thing, and free will, I absolutely understand, and I wouldn't want to take that away from people, okay? I feel like sometimes people get caught up in, because society tells you to grind, right? Like, you're being told, do the grind. You know, make sure you have enough money saved. Like, it's almost some sort of fear-mongering. Like, it's... Should you have savings to make sure you can, you know, when you're... Yeah, of course. I 100% endorse the fact that relying on social retirement is a bad idea. Like, you should have your own retirement fund, 100%. But
Yep.
if you waste your entire youth to get money for when you're old, I just
Yeah.
that feels really. I mean, so once you're 65 or 70, now you can start living life, or what? Is that the idea? Like,
Yeah. You gotta balance these things.
but yeah, so we had this discussion, right? And I mean, he's doing a little better now, but I was just like looking at it objectively as a logic person. I was like, this is insanity. Like, this is not reasonable, dude. Like, I mean, especially it's one thing if you're really low paid, like but he was pretty well paid considering the gap between how much he needed per month and how much he was making already. So this was just such overkill, right? Like, now if you're low pay and you need to work 12 hours a day to make ends meet, I understand. But that wasn't the case at all. Like, not even close. So it's just, I guess I'm just not wired like that. I just don't. I mean, would I like to have a savings account for when I'm old? Yeah, of course, yeah, but giving up the years of my life where I am the most energetic and active, no.
Yeah.
No. There's just, you know.
Shall we get back to RO stuff at some point?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just ADD brain doing ADD brain. You know,
yeah. Okay. I mean, if you have final thoughts and you want to finish up that line of thought, then go for it.
Nothing really productive otherwise than, you know, make sure you're spending your time in a way that you want to be spending it.
Yeah.
Outside of your hats twos. And Parzival, I agree. I'm sorry, I just saw your message. It is about greed, I just don't understand it personally. I'm just not a greedy person, you know. I'm happy with, you know, a Red Bull and a pizza like that. I am very easy to please. Like, it's like sundresses, they're like $10, you know. I don't need much, you know. Anyways, go on.
Okay. So in my list at this point, we are getting to some less specific stuffs, like things that are less so necessarily like hard impactful bugs, and more so like stuff like SP costs being wrong, AP costs being wrong, etc.
You're being very low again. I don't know if you're talking out of your microphone.
Sorry, I think my mic got adjusted.
Okay,
is this better?
I heard you said AP and mana cost. I still refer to it as SP sometimes. It's hard to break that habit, but I know what you mean. But yeah,
Same.
mana and AP
sorry.
costs. No, it's fine. I get it. If it was if it was SP for 20 years, it's, you know, like, it's hard to.
Yeah. Okay. So just, I guess, disclaimer in general. A bunch of the stuff which like inflict statuses, testing those is very difficult. So I've
happening
missed
to
some stuff.
my Hephaestus? Look at him. He's having an absolute fit. Look at stream. He is not handling this doorway very well.
Look at him go.
Dude,
he's so excited.
He's having the time of his life or something. Dude, what are you doing? Oh, okay, now he got in. Okay. I had to move him. You saw it, right? Like.
Yeah. I can see he's still doing it.
Oh god. No, he got
Actually,
in now.
That might
I
be
guess
stream
the
delay,
stream is
but...
in adapter or something, but yeah. No. I was like, yeah, that's some nice pathing right there, bro. That's some good pathing.
Yes. Okay, so with that disclaimer out of the way, let's see. Mana costs. So there were... It's probably not really worth addressing these at all, at least in the
I mean, if they don't match tooltips, then they should be addressed.
Well, no, I mean this specific thing I'm about to say. Like, the patch notes where it was listing, like, old SP amounts and stuff. Some of the old SP amounts listed were actually incorrect. So, like, for posterity, ideally they get corrected, but I don't think it's really worth spending time to correct something that is no longer
the thing
even
is, if you were to provide a list, I can literally make all these adjustments in, like, 5 minutes, you know, if some of them are this or that, or there's a few off here and there. Like, it's not, again, this is just changing a couple of numbers in a YML file. So, and I want it to be polished, so if it is wrong, then it
I
should
don't
be
have
addressed.
a specific list, it's more of a general thing, like at least Night Watch skills, for example. A lot of the attack skills where they list sort of the mana and then the level scaling, a lot of those numbers, the base number includes the first level of the skill. So
Oh, I see what
like
you're
it says
saying now.
72 plus 4, and instead of capping
But
at
I thought I
92
changed
at
all
level
of these,
5.
didn't I?
No, a lot of these were still the case where they were including the first level, like Vigilante at night beforehand was saying 72 plus 4, and it capped at 88 at level 5 instead of 92, so
I mean,
stuff
I
like
did
that.
change the cost for many of them as well, but it should match the tooltip, so if it's not, then that needs to be corrected. But I did change the cost for many of them. Like, I tried to
Yes,
lower
like
costs for
again,
many.
this is the old cost that the patch notes list. I'm just not sure if it's even worth the effort of correcting old values that are no longer the case.
I mean, if it's, again, as long as they match current tooltips, it doesn't really...
Yeah, okay. So that was my assumption there. So mana costs, I found 2 skills that are saying it's one thing in the current tooltip, and it's actually another. Tracking is consuming 4 per level when it says it's supposed to be 3 per level. Gunslinger Mine is consuming 6 per level when it says it's supposed to be 5 per level. So that's what I found for mana costs so far in terms of things not matching tooltips. I have found for AP costs, Hidden Card says it's supposed to be taking 150. It's taking like 30 or something.
What?
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, that is very low. I mean, okay,
Yes.
it still needs fixing, but it's not as game breaking as if there was like the cooldown isn't there or something like. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
because
The cooldown is still the main limiter.
but that is still wrong though, because that is
It is still wrong. Yes, and that's why I bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's definitely worth talking about for sure.
Yep. And then grenades
What the
dropping.
fuck? One
is...
of the mobs here is called Black Skin. I just killed an
Yeah,
elite
that's
called
questionable.
Black Skin, and the other one was called Puke Fest. Nice. Some
Yeah,
of the- I
randomly
think these
generated
names
names.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
just pull from a pool, right? So they just...
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though, and disturbing at the same time.
Yeah.
There's also a Black
always a risk
Killer
with-
I've seen.
It's always a risk with randomized names.
Oh.
Let's see. Next up is grenades dropping is supposed to have had a AP cost added to it. It is instead just not generating or consuming any. Beforehand, I think it generated a little bit. So
I think it
the
used to generate
generation at
two or
least
whatever.
was removed. It's just not consuming any.
Yeah, that is definitely... But that one has a cooldown, right? A fixed one?
That one is another fixed cooldown. Yes,
Okay, so
which
the
cannot be
abuse
reduced.
factor
So.
isn't that high.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
If
it's
it
still
was-
wrong, but...
If it was abusable, then I wouldn't be saying it out in the open. I would
Okay.
be
I mean,
privately
it's still
messaging you
wrong
about
and
it.
it needs fixing. It's... Oh, a bastard sword. Hello. Is this a new item? No, it's not. No, fuck off then. But yeah, no, if there's a limiting factor like that, then it's not as urgent. It still needs fixing, but it's not as urgent, right?
Yep. And then onto damage. I haven't tested a lot of things. I only tested a couple skills, even just because ideally, if it is possible for you to like send the code snippets for what the damage is supposed to be,
I mean, that's
that
not a problem.
is-
That's just a skill ratio. I can, like, I don't mind
Exactly.
sharing that.
Yeah, like-
that's not sensitive code. Like, that's...
yeah, if you're willing to share that, that makes like checking things so much faster than
No, that's
like,
not a problem. That's
damaging
fine.
a mob and then figuring out, okay, what percent does that amount to? Does that match? It's a
No,
lot
that's
less
not a
stuff.
problem. It's just, I mean... But yeah, no, that's perfect. I'll be ending the stream relatively soon, though, because it's going on 10 PM soon. And
Okay.
neighbors will be... I mean, I'll still hang out in Discord, by the way, so just... I'm not running away from you.
Yep,
This is
no
Christmas
problem.
by reworking.
So, of the things I did test, though, Bullseye, the damage calculation was being strange. I think it's dealing different damage versus whether the target is a boss or not. Since attacking the dummy, which does seem to still have its boss
Unless it's
class
been killed
intact.
since the last server reboot, it will be boss. I believe that's how it's functioning right now. That sounds
Yes,
weird that I say that, but I believe that's how the script works. It should
I
respawn
don't
with
think
boss
it's been
protocol,
killed.
but the original spawn is with boss protocol, and then if it dies, it spawns with a normal non-boss protocol.
Yes.
Which...
Do you know offhand, like there's the little boss indicator beside the, like the race for the monster.
Mm-hmm.
When the dummy is killed and then respawns without that, does it still show that little boss icon, or it's not something I've
Good question, actually. I've
like
never
checked before.
I just know people who used to, who wearing like Abysmal Night cards, noticed that once they murdered the dummy, their damage went down. Like that's
Yes.
which is lining up with what I know to be a bug, but whether that icon shows up or not, no idea, because this is not a naturally spawned mob, this is a script spawned mob, so I don't know if it sets that or not. I really couldn't tell you without checking it.
Okay.
I can guess, but that's gonna be a 50-50, like that's not really useful information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to know right now. At least in my testing, it seemed like Abysmal Night cards were increasing damage, so I'm pretty sure its boss class was still intact.
If it's not killed, it is boss.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think it had been killed yet when I did that testing.
But whether it shows the icon after death, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a thing I'll try and keep an eye out for in the future, I guess. Anyways,
oh
Bullseye.
My god, the heralds is a bunch of dudes that stun. Oh god. All these fat dudes with the big guys with the hammer. These ones, poor bellies. Oh, yes. They murdered my mercenary. What the fuck? My poor mercenary. He was so young. He's only like half an hour old.
Do mercenaries, like, can you revive them, or do you need to just buy them?
Yeah, no, I can revive him. It's not that. It's just that's why I said he was only half an hour old. Like, because I guess they all stunned him and then he died. Like, the Fastu on the other. Oh god, I keep throwing out shit in town and it looks like Diablo 1 now. Like, it's just because I just throw everything on the ground. See, I can resurrect him for 50k.
Okay, fair enough. So Bullseye is... I don't understand what it's doing. I think it might be related to boss class and its previous, like, functionality of not working on bosses, so, like, maybe it actually uses different code for bosses or something. But the damage was not behaving as expected. Like, against regular mobs just outside of Frontera, it seemed like it was doing 500%. But the dummy in town, when I compared like the percentage to other things, so like still accounting for the fact that the dummy has like boss resistance and defense and all of that stuff. The damage,
holy shit,
like percent seemed different.
I mean, it's very possible that I messed up on the code and now it's just reacting that way. Oh man, yes. They killed him again! He wasn't even like a minute old! Bruh.
Alternatively, it might be something where, like Bullseye, because my testing had been done with like proper amounts of gear on, so it might have been something to do with like modifiers not applying for Bullseye damage. Something was going on. I don't have specifics, I just know something's going on with it.
Yeah, no, we'll have to look into that. It doesn't... Sounds like there is an issue for sure.
Yes. So at this point we're on to just tooltip issues, I think.
Oh my god, he died.
Yeah, okay, so just tooltip issues. First one is just incorrect tooltip. Basic grenade, at least in the patch notes, was saying it should be 65 mana and 10 AP, and instead it is consuming No, sorry. The effect of the skill is matching the patch notes, but the tooltip is wrong.
Oh, okay.
The
So I
tooltip
forgot to
is
update
saying.
the tooltip after. Okay.
Well, I think in this case it's actually typos, because the tooltip is saying 610 mana, which is not correct.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's saying 610 mana, it's saying AP recovery 1. I think it's supposed to be 65 and 10, and presumably you put in 10 AP, and it somehow replaced the 5 and the 65.
It might have been Copilot doing its bullshit, so. Or it might have been me being tired, you know, or typing. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna say anybody's guess, but either way is possible. But that definitely. Yes. It seems like a likely zero moved up.
And the next thing is the tooltip for auto-firing launcher. It says 25% max mana, but it's only taking 10%. The next one is Vigilante at night. Under the slash for level 1 of the skill is just a blank space. So a 1 got lost in there somewhere.
That sounds about right.
Yep. Also other things that are not like technically things that might have been like a typo, but things that maybe just didn't make it into the new tooltip is if Gatling still has the defense ignore as part of it, just, you know, this time working with Sundering correctly, then that is not mentioned at all in there. And it also does not make any mention whatsoever to the difference in size between Gatling and Shotgun. Like it's a base 3 splash, and then Gatling is 2 larger than that. And then technically, within that same tooltip, there's another thing which is not an error. It's more a case of I've forgotten the word. I used it earlier. Like skills where sort of the same details are said in the same way within each skill, sort of like following that pattern of how things are laid out. Vigilante at night is just not quite following that pattern. So if like the tooltip, at least for like damage and stuff, which is what this relates to, is still correct. It's just the other ones are saying like, here's the base damage, and if you're using the weapon that does more damage, then here's the extra % per level. Whereas Vigilante at night is just saying, this one does this much, this one does this much. So, not an error, it's just other skills are laid out with a pattern, and this one does not follow it.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense it's happening, it's just I understand the issue.
Yep. And then next one is a larger issue for only 1 bullet. It has differing damage between rifle and pistol. It only lists 1 damage type. I don't know if it's for rifle or for pistol, but
it might be the same
it's
for
different
both
damage. I did test. It's definitely not the same for both.
Oh, okay, so it does do different damage depending on which. Okay.
Yes, it just doesn't tell you which one does which damage, and it doesn't even make a distinction in the tooltip about the damage being different.
Because I tried to clean up these spaghetti tooltips as best I could. Like, I feel like some of them I got really well. Like, I did pretty good on that. It's just they have so many different things going on. Like, it's just, oh my god.
Overall, I do think that they're a lot clearer, because beforehand it was like, okay, what portion of this is base, what portion of this is per level,
it was just
how
like
do
this
aim
plus
stats
this
fit
plus
in?
this x this times this plus this. Like...
Exactly. Yeah,
I remember.
It needed parentheses in its old form. In the new form, it doesn't have parentheses, but you've put it in a format where that need is not like
it's
is no longer a factor. You've sidestepped the need.
Right. So I'm gonna say, people on stream, I will wish you all a lovely... No, Friday. Wait, what day is it really?
Depends on where in the world.
It is Saturday. Fuck, okay. For some reason I thought it was
North
Friday.
America, it's Saturday. If they're in like Australia, it might be Sunday.
Yeah, well,
already.
I'm talking about my time zones.
Yeah.
I will wish you guys a continued lovely Saturday. Okay, thanks for hanging out. If you want to play RoW with us, on this amazing server where we're discussing. You can find it there. It has me, it has Eladriel, it has a ton of other people as well. But yeah, so have it. Whenever I go into town, it just my screen gets blocked by all the items. And then I accidentally click on one and my character runs away to try and loot it.
Yep.
Anyways, you guys have a fantastic night, and thanks for being here. I'm gonna BRB for 2 minutes. I need to just do something. Oh, Power Rangers. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will start streaming. I try to make like every day at 6 or 7 something. But yeah, have a great day, guys. And I will see you later, yeah? Tomorrow or whatever, yeah? Good night. And thanks for being here. Hope you had fun. Okay, bye-bye.